Emails are out.
Nice.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
What's up?
Welcome to the stream.
I have to say that intro was badass, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've seen it?
That's the first time I've seen it. That was
Oh,
amazing.
really?
Oh,
Thank you.
It's really cool.
I feel like I was going to war with my team.
yeah.
Right, May had to drop off early. For anyone who saw her in the description or the post about it, maybe she should come on later. We don't know, but Cody's come on as a surprise guest, so happy to have you here.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to be here, guys. Hey, everyone.
Welcome everyone in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Oops.
That was me. Somebody said hi personally, so I thought I'd say hi back.
How's everybody doing? What's weather like for you guys? For us down here, it's like 1 billion degrees and like
Whoa.
barely a breeze. So that's
Whoa.
when all the little sandflies come out, and it's hard to sit out there in the shade even because the little sandflies come up and you can't see them. They're like no-see-ums. You guys have them in the States. You can't see them until it's too late. They bit you 100 times. What do you guys? What's going on? How's the weather for everybody? Stormy? What?
Weather's nice here in Utah. It's usually very hot, but today it's only going to get up to 80s, so not too bad.
Nice.
Here in Sweden, it's really, really warm. We're not like accustomed to this warmth, so for us, it's very warm. But we love it. But at the same time, we hate it. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's good for us too. 82 degrees Fahrenheit for us, which is like nice for Austin, Texas. Good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
nice.
Significantly cooler than normal, right? For what you guys have been having.
Actually, this summer's been super light, except for, I mean, we've had those rains. It's like worldwide news lately, the floods and stuff. So this summer has actually been really wet for us and actually good, besides floods and stuff, but it's been really good.
Yeah, a little bit of overcast
Here,
goes a long way.
in England, it's actually been pretty hot for a few weeks until last weekend Saturday when it started raining, and instantly all of the roads were flooded. It's like the one country where it always rains is not prepared for rain. So
that's like Canadians driving in the snow in winter. That first snowfall, everybody forgets how to drive for some reason, right?
Same in Utah. Yeah.
That's people from different countries and continents. Always nice to see where everyone's from. Good old Yorkshire, yeah. That's I'm guessing you were flooded as well, and all the roads in your area. So that's whereabouts I am. First time catching live. Nice to have you here. I'm from Germany.
Nice.
All right. So we're going to start off chatting a bit about the wild things going on in the Amazon world.
Yes.
Which
I don't like it.
I'm curious what you guys think of the strange price cap disappearing or not.
So maybe disappearing. I don't sell on Amazon, so maybe you can recap for me personally, selfishly. What are the 3 things that happened recently in Amazon that's got you concerned?
So the most recent thing from a few days ago is that they used to have price caps where you could only price, for example, T-shirts in Germany up to $17.99, which is I think it's like a $3 royalty. And over the weekend, some of those price caps, or all of the price caps, just disappeared, and you could price them all the way up to like 9,000. The only confusing thing about that is when you do change the price to say $19.99, which is what a lot of people did before, it changes on the back end, but on the front page, on the product pages, it's still the old cap. So everyone was like
so buggy,
going into panic mode and thinking, oh, maybe this is a glitch. We can quickly change prices up on some of these products. and turns out that it hasn't really made a change. So it's kind of confusing why they're doing that. Maybe it was unintentional. Maybe it's something that will take effect later on the front end. Who knows? But in good old Amazon fashion, it's a bit confusing.
Yeah. Another thing I'm seeing on Amazon is when I upload to all products, when I look back at the design, it says there's only one product there. Like in the list, in the table, it says, oh, there's only one product. But when I open it up, it's obviously on all of the products. So it's a kind of a weird glitch.
On the design tab, I'm guessing it all has to do with them like mass deleting products, not just our products, but in general, Amazon is doing that. And it's just throwing some things like around that aren't meant to be thrown around, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I have seen sales go up, so I guess that's good.
That's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Did,
I'm not sure how you
I
guys.
love it. It feels like they're clearing the clutter and things are rising finally. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you guys feel, but I just feel like they're in like a experimental phase where they're just testing so many different things.
Yeah. All at once.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I feel like they do that every summer, and then as it comes like September, they usually break something, and by October, we're usually back in the mix, right?
Yeah. We hope. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time like 5 years ago, they kind of ultimately like reset everybody's ranking and everyone started from zero again. So that was terrible. So I haven't, anything they do, it's never going to be as bad as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, that was a harsh reset for sure.
That's a good t-shirt. I was there when the price change happened or something ridiculous. I survived the Amazon price change.
See
It's
T
not bad. I
Public
guess
in
no
there.
one would really buy even without a price cap. It would probably be harder if there's a lower cap. Yeah, I mean, if people actually price things at $9,000, nobody would buy it. I think that's stupid. But
Yeah.
I was expecting you could at least put it up back to like $19.99. I had a lot of shirts selling in the UK and Germany that were priced higher. Or the hoodies, like the hoodies is another thing. They had a stronger price cap introduced. I don't know, when was it, earlier this year? With some of the European countries going down to like just a few dollars per hoodie sale. And I was thinking, put those back up, but no, not for now anyway.
Yeah. I like the idea of making more per sale. I mean, there's a cap, but I mean, I wouldn't mind getting $5 to $10 a sale on some of these bigger products. So.
How did everyone's Prime Day go? Or Prime Weekend? It was 4 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got a bump in sales. I mean, not like crazy. It wasn't like double, but it was definitely a bump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw easily 50% increase for sure. Up over 100 units every day, 120 or so, and I'm usually around like the 70, 80 marker. And I've been holding steady at like 90 across the board since, which has been nice with the increased royalties now. So it's been good.
Nice.
For me, it was mostly the first and the last day were a bump. The other two were kind of average.
Yeah, I think I had something similar. Like I don't even remember because I think I got a bump, but it was not like not crazy in general. Like I think I usually do about like 30 to 40 sales a day, and I think I got like 50 or 60 sales a day or something like that for those few days. Something around that lines, I think.
So good, it's double.
Yeah, that's a massive increase still, like 70% easy.
Yeah,
That's true.
Increase is good.
It just feels so passive with Amazon. Like you don't really do anything. You just sit there. You just look at it once a day, and then it's good. So
if you have the right designs on there, yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But for me, it's like okay, I do this once a day for like 5 minutes, and then you go do the next thing.
I'm like 5 minutes a week on it for sure. I hear that. It's a beautiful thing. Even 5 minutes a day, you can't argue with that, right? Like it's just the closest thing to passive income I've ever experienced in my life. put it that way.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like the best thing, like the only downside is that it takes like I'm at like the capped at 4,000 designs now because I want to scale the account, but I don't know which metrics to hit. I don't know what the percentage of like the designs you need to have sold and so forth. I think I got like what is it? I think I got a good percentage of all of my designs sold, but like of my live designs, I have like 3,650 live designs, and with sales, I have 1,039. So like 30% of them have gotten at least one
that's
sale.
nice. So their product with sales is 30%.
Designs with sales.
Designs with sales. Oh.
Yeah, but so that is 30%. But like
nice. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty good.
I just don't know what do we need 30%, 60%, 100%. It's hard to know like how to even like.
It used to be a lot easier to know when they're going to tear us up, but now it's I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It feels because I really want to scale this. I really feel that the opportunity is insane. Just like exactly what Jay said, it feels as close to passive income as possible. It's not passive, but it's as close to it as possible for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing we can all assume is that they're kind of cleaning house and they're tidying up the catalog and structuring things new, and then tier up's going to be back or more regular, or they introduce new products. But I think the other thing that's happened more recently is that they started deleting premium shirts, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully
I got so many deleted.
Yeah, I saw your post in Philip's groups about that. What was that about? I haven't seen much.
So
of that.
I had live design. I had over 14,000 live designs, and now I have just under 13,000. So I like lost like 1,000 live designs, and I think a lot of them are old, and some of them were premium, but there were some that had sales. I know that they didn't have sales in the last 18 months, so I think that's why they were taken off. But they had sales before, and they still were removed. So I'm like,
wait, so entire designs were removed, or just premium shirts?
So the design itself,
so
not just
they were premium shirts,
yeah,
but also
okay.
I don't know if entire designs were removed because I didn't look at all of them, but there were a lot. They weren't just premium, because I went back and I looked, and there was premium, and some other products were entirely removed. So it's not.
But was there any kind of pattern that you were able to see within those like designs? Like were they all like 18 months old or something like that? Just to be able to determine what their like qualifications.
They were older, and I guess they didn't make any sales in the last 18 months. That's what I think the criteria was.
Okay.
They were.
Yeah, mine. I've
older
noticed
than
the exact same thing. So they may have had sales at one point, but if they hadn't sold in 18 months, some of them have been gone. Now, not some have been completely removed, and others I still have a couple of products like standard T-shirts available, but they removed more than just the premiums.
Yes,
they removed like a sweater and a whatever as well. But the standards are still there. So. But the standards also continue to sell. But the products that hadn't sold in over 18 months have been gone, and I'm good with it. It's always been the kind of thing where I feel like all that clutter, it's taking up service space. But like when a trend gets hot, you're now just throwing up, or everybody's kind of throwing up something to that effect, and you're burying it under pages and pages and pages because everyone's using almost the exact same title minus a keyword or two, right? So I feel like. It's just allowing more of the substance, I guess, to surface, which has been awesome. I think, anyway.
I was scared at first, but now that I see my sales going up, I'm like, okay, maybe they know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, after all, Amazon is trying to improve the program and get more sales, right? That's the end goal. Even though
they want more,
it doesn't seem that way oftentimes, but their goal is to make more money. Right.
Like my whole strategy at the moment with this is just like I've listed 4,000 designs, and I think I did that like in like a month or two ago. And since then, I'm just honestly just waiting for them to sort all of these experiments out. Kind of like you described like before, that they're sorting stuff out in like September and October, just to like have all my design set. And then once they sort it out, hopefully they figure out a good way to tier up people, and then we'll take it from there. But I think just playing the weight game here is probably the right move to do.
Yeah. Keep going.
I saw a comment here. When was the last tier up? The last one I heard of was a few weeks back in my school community. So there is still the odd ones like happening, but they're not waves of like thousands of people anymore. It seems like, or
A
at least
few.
not at the moment.
Yeah.
That's nice that you have that school community. You kind of get the pulse of everybody, what they're saying, and kind of can keep on top of it. So.
Yeah, and it also sometimes you see people in the Discord getting tiered up or tiered down. But have you guys heard of anyone being tiered up recently?
I've only heard tear downs. Like I know Adam, the other, the one that you're sharing the school community with, he got tear down, and then Ryan got tear down too from a video I saw with him, but no tear ups though.
I've got one person in my group said that they had one tier up. I have not been tiered down, which is mind blowing because I have 1,634 live designs in tier 8,000. So that's the most I've ever had. So there's no reason for me to even be at anything above tier 4,000 really. So I don't even know what's up there. But also I did have somebody, and I shared this with Juna a day or two ago, but somebody in my community also said that instead of just reapplying, they said the last time they gave up applying was about a year ago, and they just literally emailed that rejection letter and found another email address because there's like a contact whatever in there, and they just asked honestly what can they do to get accepted. The next day they had an acceptance letter in their inbox. Like, so hey, there's maybe a new approach right now.
I do want to say that was how I got accepted too, and
really,
yeah, that was back in 2022. But I just asked after 2 months of just waiting, like how is the application going, and then a day after I got the reply, or I was accepted, and then like 2 minutes later I got the reply from them. But also I had a student who did this exact same thing this year. He applied, and like a month or two later he emailed them, and then he got into the program too.
Never heard anyone say that. That's crazy.
I never knew that was a thing until it happened in my group, and now Andreas knows of 2 other instances, himself included. So that's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, hey, I mean, at least you're bypassing the traditional spam new emails, and just apply, right? You're kind of like bypassing the bot filters. I feel that way when it's a real human involved, which I think is a testament to where I think design and things like that and POD is going to pivot slightly too, because I feel like that human contact. So more and more AI for sure in terms of design and everything, but also incorporating that human element, and those tugging on those emotional heartstrings are going to matter more now than ever. I think your unique brand's voice, doing all the things, like exactly why shout out to Everbee Store and Cody over there, but I'm building an Etsy shop now that we're going to be completely niched around what we're doing here, the island life, the digital nomad type thing. And then it's all starting on Etsy, and we're going to validate demand there because to me, that's the best and easiest and lowest hanging fruit in terms of cost. And then we're going to import all of our stuff to Everbee Store to have a standalone there. So, man. Yeah, we just kind of planted that seed. It's going to be a work in progress, and we're going to be doing it at a pace of like 6 to 10 hours a week. So relatively normal and realistic for people who are doing this. It's not just side hustle mentality, but if maybe you only have 2 hours a day, available because you've got your 9 to 5 or whatever. Right. So, we're doing it for real. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, and we're going to share the good and the bad, right? Because there will be definitely a lot of bad along the way in terms of dips and valleys and stuff like that. But I think like bringing that human, element to everything is going to be a game changer in the next 3 years, man, because you're going to have, I was just reading something that inbox from, I think it was somebody I subscribed to, a Substack kind of email. And the forecast, I think it was Sam Altman that said it, but he's in a group chat that by 2026, they have bets on who's going to be the solopreneur first billionaire. So it's like you don't need, with AI, you don't need, 100-person teams anymore. 5 to 8 people on a team to build $100 million businesses, right? Is all it's taking now with AI and N8N and stuff. So pretty incredible. If people can scale at that pace, then yeah, I think there's a disconnect with the humanity element there. But been mind blowing couple of
I think what that'll mean too is there's going to be more businesses, which is cool. Because like some people will be like, "Oh, that sucks for all the employees." Oh man, like that means that every one of those billion-dollar companies are not going to have a whole bunch of employees.
Right.
Okay. Well, what are those employees going to go do though? They're going to go start companies, or they're going to do things with AI themselves, and it's going to be really good for entrepreneurship if we look at it in that light. I think it's like Jay's going to have, instead of one big business, he's going to have probably 10 big businesses. Whereas right now, Jay probably has, right, in today's world, Jay with multiple businesses, he has a bunch of small businesses.
Yep.
But now they can actually be big, which is contrary to what's I've been preaching for my entire life, is like, you need to focus on one big business if you want to do that. But that might not be true. It's not
with AI. Yeah.
with AI.
And it's always been like, you're either the idea guy, and then you build a team, or you're the part of the team that is the trigger puller, the action, or the implementer, right? But we're at a pace now where AI, especially like the chat GPTs of the world, where you can be both and you can do it as a solo, which is insane. Beautiful time to be alive. Sorry about
AI kind of fills in the gaps, right, of what you lack.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, that's literally what I mean. Not to like promote this so much in this podcast. It's not the purpose, but like literally everybody believes that too. Like that's what brain is like integrated inside of.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's not really. It's gonna be badass. Like there's gonna be $100 million companies being built by like one person, and that's just gonna be common in the next 5 years, which is wild. But that's just how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, the advancements of AI and automation together is going to be super awesome and scary, but awesome.
Let's talk about that a little bit then, because I know you've got to drop off soon, Cody, and you can't really jump in with the Amazon merch discussion. Or maybe actually, what do you think of like hearing all these like weird Amazon changes going on from like an outsider's perspective?
From my outside perspective, context, I have zero Amazon merch experience, Amazon FBA experience, and that's a completely different game from what I'm hearing. Completely. I see like super cool to like cut your teeth on Amazon merch, it sounds like to me. And you're saying it's basically passive. And Andreas said he barely works on it. Jay, you mentioned you 5 minutes a week. Like, dear God, like that's a dream come true for like the digital nomad. But you're no way going to build a big business in that way. You're not going to build like a life-changing relative, huge outcome type of sale with that business. I don't believe either. So it depends on what I would say it's a stage, step by step. You can step one, Amazon merch is amazing. And then if you want to build something extra big, you need to have more control. And that's where like you need to own your own site, whether that's through Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, wherever be store. It doesn't really matter, but you need to own your own thing. So like I look at it as a really cool thing. I'm not like anti Amazon merch. I wouldn't be anti anything. It's more like, but I am
a priority for you. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do believe in control though. The fact that Amazon can just change something on you, you are building on rented land. Like, that's not control. That will keep you up at night, and that steals some of your freedom when you're trying to have a nice night of sleep, and all of a sudden they're changing fees on you. That shit hits you here in the middle of the night, and I don't like that. So I'm kind of a freak in that way.
And
there's a guy I know on that note who does about $25K a month, and he says like when they do changes like that, he literally doesn't sleep for 2-3 days. He feels sick to his stomach because they can also just turn you off faster than you could ever imagine Etsy does, right? It's like Etsy turbo mode, and Amazon will just be like one day you have no account, and then whatever you've made that month could be gone, 20 grand or 18 grand or 10 grand or whatever, gone, right? So there is that, right? There is that element to it. But
trade-offs. So that's why I wouldn't say like one or the other. It's more like if you're going to do one, always be hedging your bets on the other thing. Like always be working on the other thing, which is like the big thing. So you don't have to like, you can have the cake and also eat it too, if that makes sense.
It also depends on your situation as a starting out point. Like for example, someone who has an existing audience or like a big social media page that could drive traffic to something. In that case, Amazon merch probably doesn't make as much sense because you're driving it. Like, you could have it as a side thing, but then because people are going to search for your stuff on Amazon potentially anyway. But if you have traffic pre-existing, send it to your own store. Like that would make more sense. If you have no traffic up front, or you're on very low budget, something like Amazon merch is perfect and a lot easier to get going than your own store. Like hands down, they both have their pros and cons, so it depends. But I agree, it's a lot harder to sell an Amazon merch account than it is like your own store. So that's a big downside. You're not going to have like a big cash in day, which I know a lot of people have that goal if they're building a store.
Yep.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about is with the rise of AI, and everybody's scared that, there's so much competition because people can use AI and make, hundreds of thousands of designs out there. And when you're in a marketplace, that is a thing to think about. Like, how do you compete? But if you have your own site, like you're not competing with everybody else now. You're using AI for your stuff and can kind of promote your own things. And when people come to your website, there's no competition. There's only your stuff. So I think it's a really cool to have that difference.
Something new on our end is Every Research went out with our trends feature just recently, and it's available for like all growth plan users. And then for the business plan users, they get like a little bit more stuff too. I could show a little bit of that. I see some questions in here about summer trends, which is kind of almost over, but then there's back to school, and I can share my screen if that's valuable. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah. I saved this question actually, so we can look at that. Can you guys give us some new trends we can apply for this summer?
Back to school for sure.
Cool.
It's coming.
Have a look at it. I'll add that to this stage. Wait, can I move Cody up just while he's talking? There we go. Sorry, Juna.
I'm curious about your guys' too and your perspective on this. I haven't researched that.
This is a great update, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Love it.
Dude, thank you for that feedback. I want more feedback too. If like, what do you wish that we had? And we're already getting some of that feedback. It's super helpful. But so what I did here is I just typed in back to school, and I typed in shirt too after that because I wanted to do the print on demand stuff.
This is Everbee on Etsy, right? Everbee store.
This is app.everbee. This is the web app. So no, this isn't Everbee store. This is just like the Everbee Research.
Everbee Research, yeah.
And so here I am. Maybe I'll just start from zero, just to pretend like someone's in here.
And the products showing on the table are from Etsy, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we can do, I just typed in back to school shirt. We'll just go like last month, and then so we're seeing things that's happening. Again, this right here is last month, so it's like basically the last 30 days. You can consider this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this how these things are trending. What I like to do is I like to play with the growth rate. And just
that's new, right? The growth rate and the trends graph.
Look at that.
All this blue is new, basically in the table.
I love the spike. Just boom.
And this is my whole MO, right? With whatever I preach and try to do in my community is just to make it as idiot proof as possible, right? To know what's hot. If it second piece is if it fits your niche, then that's the gold. That's where it is. And this is what this is doing.
Yeah. Look at those percentages. That's wild. 21,000% increase. Is that what it's 50?
Like we're looking at hockey sticks here, right? Like we're not.
And then you can play with the filter too if you want to look at some of these are digital. It looks like I'm seeing like 60 cents.
Oh, nice.
So let's play with price here. Minimum of what do you think? $20? Let's $15. Something like that.
For t-shirts, yeah, probably 15.
So now
I'd
we got
do 10 because some people have the loss leader or whatever it's called.
Oh, right. Not print on demand, but yeah, I guess there's some other ones too.
A lot of those end up being digitals anyway, 7 or 8 or 10. But yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
still hockey sticks, man. Wow.
So it's just picking up for these things. Some of these are new listings, as you see, 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah. So that 1,000 right there, total sales. That's the last month. It says 1,423 down. If you go down a little bit.
This one here.
That's just the last month.
No, that's the actual total.
Oh, the total. Okay.
That's total, but the last month will be 85 in last month.
Oh, there it is. Okay. That's still a ton.
But you see
that's for one listing, right? That's only one.
Months. There you go.
One listing. Yeah.
Almost all of them say custom as well.
Oh, customization is huge, huh? Let's see.
Yep, custom is super huge, all over the place now.
It's super stable. That's cool to see. Idaho. What is this one? Yeah, Idaho teacher shirt. Cool.
Oh, back to school. There you go.
I'm curious, what does the Halloween niche look like now? Let's see. If you look at that, because back to school is closer, right? It's
Halloween's a couple months away. More than
going to do well next month.
Halloween has been, even Summerween has been on fire for almost a month now. Even about a month.
Still some big ones.
Yeah.
71 sales last month in Halloween. Oh,
Yeah. Halloween's firing on all cylinders.
okay.
Yeah, I'm actually already getting Halloween sales on merch.
What?
So
I
Oh,
got a
yeah.
few Christmas sellers have already started too.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys.
And if you guys are on the business plan, which most of you guys are, I think all of you guys are here.
Mhm.
If anyone watching to this is gonna be cool. So you can actually hit this, and you can do the historical.
Oh, nice. Love it.
So this is and so if you look at like last, let's say 12 months,
Yeah.
Halloween is still there. You
Yeah.
can probably see a spike in the graph of like last year around Halloween too, maybe.
Yeah.
If
If
we
you
do
didn't do
this,
the growth rate, right, you'd have to do the.
You probably have to go. Do you have to go longer?
Yeah, there you go. You see the spikes at the start there. Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So this thing sold last year. Basically, what we're saying is like, hey, what sold last Halloween? And then it's probably going to come back again this year, so you can kind of get ahead of it.
Nice.
But I mean, the searches are through the roof.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in my own
POD is
dashboard.
not dead. POD is not dead.
Dude, unreal. Yeah.
Not even close. Still in its infancy, man. I know it sounds weird to say for something that's been around 10 plus years, but it's still in its infancy for sure.
If you want to if we want to have fun, I like having fun with this. I just clear all the filters and like I'll literally just say like last 12 months, what's the highest selling shirt growth rate?
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay, it looks like
Juneteenth.
PNG bundle.
Oh, PNG
So we got
bundle.
to set a minimum price there, I guess. But
oh yeah, I do. Yeah. What do you think? 10?
sure.
Yeah, but that one is 17, the second one. So
Christmas in July. You're right. That's another one that's trending at the minute, but probably not one I would get into now because at the end of it.
cool, man.
Father's Day
Wow.
stuff,
Oh my
of course.
Ridiculous amounts of sales, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like revenue. Oh, here we go. That's what I meant to do. Revenue. Look at this thing.
Wow. In the last 12 months, that's their revenue.
12 months lost revenue.
Jeez.
This is yeah.
Yeah, that
And you
makes
can
sense.
see it slowing down there, but I mean, it's still making sales, right?
Yeah, those bootleg rap tees has been so insanely popular these past 12 months.
Yeah, customized
Yeah.
ones too.
How
Yeah, all
would
of
you
them
guys,
are
how would you guys create those? Because they're a bit harder with AI to do that.
You can do them with ChatGPT, but you can't use the that spray effect. You can't really use that with DTG because that prints really, really bad. At least in my experience. But because if you have like different levels of opacity, it prints like full solid colors, even though it shouldn't. It just doesn't work with
Yikes.
They're
Yeah,
getting
you-
better with that, but yeah, they would always put like a layer of white if it's on a dark color anyway, right? There's usually that white underbase, so it negates your fade out effect and it effectively gives you this weird
some of that too.
halo.
But it's just like because I tried this a long while back, but like what it does is that it just give like a full solid layer of one. It just when you change the opacity on some types of colors, I just found that it just prints a solid color, but it tries to emulate that lower opacity, and it tries to find some kind of color within that lower opacity to emulate, and it just doesn't work. But I just found if you just negate that in ChatGPT and make something like that, then it kind of works. Then you can also like consistently make custom designs using a template that you made in ChatGPT. That's the way that I've been able to use it.
It's really cool.
Kittle has also worked pretty solidly for that.
That's what
too.
somebody said there. A couple of people said Kittle.
Yeah, it's great because the background remover on it's pretty slick and works quick too. And then you can
And the
just
text
lay it out
effects. The text effects on there is awesome. Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, here back to school. It seems like crushing, of course. And these are fairly easy to create.
Yeah. Oh
Things
man,
Someone
makes me want to go and design already. Let's get to designing.
Well, this is the whole
That's
thing,
the
right?
which
Get motivated, get inspired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Everbee on Etsy.
On
We're doing
Etsy.
research on Etsy for Everbee because someone asked what the current trends are to enter.
Yeah.
Yes,
So to
everybody
summarize,
specifically.
what's trending right now is Summerween, Christmas in July, but that's kind of on the back end of the trend. What's starting to do really well and will do well in the near future is back to school.
Back to
And,
Also, if you just want to see trending stuff right now, you can clear the search and just go in here and just look at like growth rate and just sort by growth rate and no search at all and just see what's hitting. Because we have over 180 million listings of Etsy. Like we almost have the whole entire catalog that we're tracking. So And if anything new, we pick it up. We always picking up new listings every single day, like hundreds of thousands over years, over months. I mean,
this is one thing. If you've seen any of my research videos, even for Amazon merch, I do most of my research on Etsy because it's always like a step or two ahead in terms of aesthetic and trends. And then my best sellers there will end up being bestsellers on Etsy or on Amazon, but even with a longer shelf life. So that trend will kind of last a little longer there.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get up a listing up on Etsy. That trends will happen first a lot of times on Etsy, and then usually cater to then you'll start seeing them on Facebook ads, on websites, and then you'll start also seeing them on Amazon because the barriers to entry are a little higher over there. So I agree with that.
Yeah, one I saw just recently, like a month ago, was the fruit kind of design where it looks like the vintage one, and I put it on Amazon and it sold on Amazon. So I'm like, whoa, it worked. I got the idea from Etsy and selling on Amazon. It's crazy.
Yep. My friend who sold 2 Amazon FBA companies for in the millions, he would do all of his product research on Etsy.
Nice.
And he would take those, he would go and design them because he was a designer, not like this kind of designer, but actually like a wood designer. And then he would manufacture in China, ship all the inventory, and then he'd actually sell and build his business on Amazon FBA. But everything was Etsy research. That was years ago.
Because with Amazon being a little bit behind, you have the time to go do that, right? I feel like it's given you an extra little bit of a lease on life in terms of the shelf life of those particular products or those trends. If they're just cracking on Etsy or even popular still, you've got a good solid 12 to 18 months where you can implement something and make sales for another year after that. It's always been my go-to that way. Is the research is on Etsy first, for Amazon especially.
That's awesome.
I have yet to sell my $1 million business though.
It's coming.
It's coming soon.
It's coming. There's no excuses anymore. I mean, ask ChatGPT how you should go about using what it knows about you. What would be your best way to get to $1 million in under 12 months? Or
it could probably tell you what to do every single day until you make $1 million too. Like what do I do?
And I would honestly ask it to, literally, and schedule it out. Tell it that this is what you need, and this is and explain it to you like you're 5 years old. Whatever you need, and make it $100 million business. Because even if you get 10% of the way, it's still $10 million, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Cool. Go higher.
Oh yeah, always.
Cool, man.
All right. Thanks for sharing that, Cody.
I'm so excited to design now. I gotta go and do some more Etsy research.
You also we had someone asking before during the getting accepted conversation, what's the contact email?
I don't know.
I think you were just saying to reply to the actual denial,
the rejection one, right?
The rejection of the
application. I mean, we do have one as a contact as a merch seller. You have access to a contact email, but I think that all they did was reply to the actual email. That was the rejection letter, and that went to apparently a real human. So, which is awesome.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Can you imagine that's all it takes now?
Everyone just a wave of people getting accepted now from this Drake.
Especially today after hearing all what to do, and then they just get blasted with emails.
I also
get ruined like everything else, but
I also saw this comment. It's not really a question, but he said, stuck at tier 20,000 for over a year and a half, playing the waiting game too because my slots have been filled this whole time.
Oh no, that's frustrating.
Never wait or blame anybody else, man. Delete the 10,000 that haven't sold.
The only thing I do want to see with that, I think Ryan made a video on that. He was in I think it was in tier 200,000. He deleted 80,000 designs, and then because he was thinking that he's just going to make better designs and put those up. I think he talked about this in a video, and then they just tiered him down to tier 120,000 instead. So that's why I'm definitely for me, I'm just still playing the waiting game, just because if I delete them, there's a high chance that it could just bump me down.
I feel like that must have been a timing thing though, because I did pretty much the same thing, just at a smaller scale. I had 40,000 and I deleted 18,000.
Wow.
And I didn't get tiered down.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if I was in a high tier 20,000 is a great tier. Like, I'm sure you have a lot of slots that are just there and haven't sold, and you don't have to master lead half of your catalog. Just start with like a few hundred and then fill it back up, and then the next few hundred, fill it back up.
What's nice is now, like, they've had this for a while, but what's nice is that you can delete the whole section at once instead of having to delete product by product. Because before, like a year or two ago, you had to actually go in and delete individual products. I'm like, oh no. But now you can delete the whole thing, the whole design.
I have to jump, y'all, but it's fun hanging out for a short period of time. See y'all later.
Yeah, Cody. Thanks for coming on, Cody.
Yeah, brother.
See you guys later. Thank you. Whoops, I've got this hiding. I had the comment, but yeah, I think tier 20,000 is a perfect spot to grow.
Nice
even if you have your slots filled, there's no way you've sold all of those designs.
And yeah, to Philip's point and to Andreas' point, if you're worried about potentially having them cap you because you cross a threshold or whatever, of just clear out 500 at a time or whatever it is, or 100 or 2.
Then upload and clear the other ones.
And something that I've seen work for a lot of people recently that I want to kind of reiterate is, even the listings that you have right now, there might be a lot of hidden potential in them that you don't realize. Like, so many people have told me that they've repriced old listings that lost momentum and they started to sell again.
I've noticed that too.
Or repriced old listings that have never sold, and they were just posted a higher price, repriced them down, and now they got their first sale. So maybe some of the stuff that you have up there could be selling regularly. You just haven't made a change to the listing in ages, and it's kind of sitting there lost in the algorithm.
Yeah,
totally.
So that's
agree.
Worth a shot.
It's not wasted either. It's only wasted if you don't do anything with the data you've gleaned now, right? So you have 20,000 potentially out of those, or 10,000 out of those 20,000 that haven't sold. Well, that's not wasted time or wasted data or anything, as long as you are doing something with it. So look at the design. Is it outdated? Maybe there's a new aesthetic you can apply to the same idea. Maybe there's a trending keyword for a particular color. Ecru was one. Now they call it taupe. And, the different trending aesthetic terminologies for the same thing, like gingham instead of picnic table cross hatch, right? You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of words that have always existed, but then they resurface in cycles. So maybe just try switching out some of the, the SEO, your title too, right? Because with Amazon, it's so limited to just branded and title as far as, the heavy lifting goes. So many things, man. So just learn from what didn't work also, and don't think it's wasted, right? Wasted time, wasted effort.
One thing I would be careful with, though, is if you have designs that are already selling and they're quite old listings, I wouldn't change the listing there, because it does pose a risk of it getting rejected, right? So I've had that happen before, where I made a change to the listing, or I had the auto-translate feature on while making a price change, and then suddenly something gets rejected. That's been live for years and been selling. So that's one to be careful with. But yeah, especially if you have listings that haven't really sold, making a change to them or trying to improve something, I think is awesome.
I've had that happen a couple of times where I just changed the price on an existing one because I wanted a better price, and then it triggered something and I had to delete it because for
under review, and then it's just waiting for 3 days and rejection.
Dang it! This was a seller. Why did I change the price?
But also, I wonder if this is the same for you guys, but I've noticed sometimes when that happens and a live design gets rejected, it's still live. It shows rejected in your dashboard, but the live listing is still, you just can't make changes to it.
Another Amazon bug. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed, though, if I use the Productor app on my phone, I can make price edits if they're not locked or whatever, obviously, prior to all the locking, right? So go back 6 months. I can just make a price change, and then I have no issues with it.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? It'll go through, and as long as there's nothing else changed other than going up $1 or down or whatever.
Wait, you said if it's locked, that works?
No, it hasn't. I'm going back prior to them locking things. But at that point, the Productor app on iPhone, it just seemed to work fine. It wouldn't, because you know how you can go into the listing and let you edit. You can plus or minus on the price on it. And then it would process, it would go through. It would not, trigger any extra reviews or anything like that. So
Nice. How's everyone's locked products looking after Prime Day? Did most of your stuff get unlocked, or is there still a lot?
I don't know. I don't check, but yeah, that's another thing.
I don't really check much either, but the significant sellers that I had locked have now been unlocked.
Oh, good.
Yeah, same here.
That's good news. Good to know.
There's still some locked that aren't really selling much, which is strange, but mostly.
That was frustrating where it's at a lower price and it's locked at the lower price and you can't change it. But I'm sure they're trying to test it. That's why. And so they don't want you to mess up their testing. But whatever.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you have a lot of locked products. Or
Let me see. Does it? Can you check really quick how many locked products you have, or you have to kind of?
You can do with product. I don't know if you can do with the merge interface. I don't know if they have that feature.
I don't think they do on merch. Let me see.
On in Productor, if you have it there, they just to the right of the rejected. So I also have 2,121 rejected over time, and then 98 locked.
Locked. Oh, I see. Here we go. Locked. Oh, I guess I have 225 products locked. Not too bad.
65. Why is it so low?
Yeah, mine is like 37 locked now. It was like 65 before, but now it's like 37.
Wow.
Out of curiosity, what are your numbers of rejections like for you guys with like the
Rejections.
I think that's a good topic to go into too, just because I was really afraid of rejections before. Philip got the anxiety out of me when we talked about it a long while back. And so I think this can really help everyone just to clear out what rejections really are.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
and I almost feel like there's still some of that anxiety you have, Andreas, with not wanting to be tiered down, right?
Yeah, not wanting to get my account terminated. That was the thing that I initially thought. Okay, I got rejected. Yeah. I don't want to lose the account. But then just Phil, I talked about it. I just sent a message to him just to pick his brain about it, because I didn't want to get some other perspectives on it. And I think you have a really good perspective on rejections, Philip.
How did I change your mind on it? Maybe we can change some people's minds on the.
There you go.
Live.
You mentioned that there was a person who uploaded maybe 1,000 designs a day and got hundreds of rejections every single day.
Not every single, but there was weeks where it was multiple days with hundreds of rejections. And after
exactly.
And after that, I was like, okay, I probably don't need to panic about one rejection a week.
Yeah.
I think there's different types of rejections too, right? Sure. There's the innocent rejection where you're like, oh, that probably could have passed, but some weird trademark or whatever. But then there's also rejections because you're actually doing IP stuff and copyright stuff, and those are the ones where you should be scared. And that will get
this was up. For context as well. This is when they were still counting every single product as a rejection email. Now you get one email per design, even if it's 60 products attached to it. So that's why it was hundreds, and it was also mostly when you have the auto translate on, and then it gets translated, and then some of the translated text gives you rejection, which is a common thing. And I think again, in theory, those shouldn't affect your account. They have said and confirmed this multiple times that if it's auto-translated by Amazon, it's not going to affect your account health. But still, you feel kind of terrible getting hundreds of those emails, right?
And scary. Every rejection is pretty scary.
Yeah. And that's why, realizing that you can get hundreds of emails like that, if it's just evergreen designs that got your generic evergreen niches, hobbies, jobs, whatever, that got rejected from an auto-translation, it's probably okay.
I think the main thing to look out for is to do trademarked or copyrighted stuff. So one of the most common things I see, and I try to mention it in so many of my videos, is that people generally don't know that this smileys, you have one eye here and one eye here, and just a half a circle down here, so it looks like a typical smiley. That type of design is trademarked and copyrighted in so many different ways. So anything related to a smiley or has a smiley type of vibe can't do it in any type of sense, because the Smiley company has 3,000 different smileys trademarked.
They have been vigilant on Etsy for a decade. They have been going after everybody. They are vigilant, so don't put a smiley in there. Listen to Andreas right now when he's saying that. Stay far away.
Yeah, like you'll have a sad face if you put a smiley on that.
You'll have it upside down for sure.
Yeah.
But to your point, Philip, I think with like the rejections, I think it's all, context plays the biggest role. I think they really do look at it before they just go and, slam the ban hammer, right? They'll do, I guess they'll vet an account. They'll go through and kind of do some research and look at, what kind of, audit all your listings and see what kind of catalog you have. And if it's, if you've been towing the line for a long time or intentionally, trying to skirt trademarks by putting some words here and then breaking them up over here or reverse order, you know what I mean? Like people have been doing that. I'm like,
Shark Week is a good one.
Shark Week.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right now,
Totally.
a lot of people put because Shark Week together is trademarked. A lot of people put like Shark Funny Week or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a classic example of it.
Yep. And that's the kind of thing that, you're intentionally skirting the rules, like you're intentionally breaking the rules and trying to go around them. That's what is absolutely going to get you, gone fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
One that's really scary for me is and I do it unintentionally, but when I forget to check off the youth sizes, it gets tagged for that. Like the whole thing is rejected. It's not just the youth part, it's all of it. There we go. Shark. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's another common one, which probably.
I wish they just.
I think that's
took
low.
out the standard and that's really low. But I wish it was easier to get that, because all you really got to do is go back in, uncheck the youth, but then you have to almost get rid of all the other ones too. It doesn't automatically make all the other ones great when you resubmit for some reason.
Do you guys, on that note, upload to all countries? I just stick to the USA for 9 times out of 10, and then sometimes I'll add the UK only because I don't want to check trademarks everywhere. And
I probably should.
If Amazon pushes them, then that's fine because those rejections don't count. So I just stick to USA like 90 easily 95% of the time. You guys
I put it on everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, for me, it's 100% of designs, only the US. I don't do any others, and auto translations and auto imports to other markets are off, just because of the same reasons that Jay said. Yeah. Like you have to check the EU IPO if you want to, if you want to do the European markets like Germany and stuff like that. So I'm all into the US only. Plus, like 95% of the market, right? I think you, Philip, and you, Juna, can attest to this. 95% of the market will still be the US.
Maybe even higher.
Maybe. I'm at like 97 or 98, I think 97 and a half. Okay. Curious. I know some people were uploading to all of the markets all of the time. I'm like, you do that, right? Yeah. Do you check all the trademarks everywhere? No. Oh my gosh. Wow. Tier 200.
I'm rolling the dice. Whoops.
Wow.
Don't follow me. Follow these other guys.
Everyone unsubscribe from Juna.
Not being too worried about the rejections, right? Because I'm sure you get some rejections in some countries.
Some, but it's very minor for me. So
do you auto translate everything? No, you just leave it all English. You do?
No, I check the box where Amazon translates it.
Okay.
Is that auto translate?
In that case, it shouldn't really affect you.
Right.
For the longest time, I used to just upload to US and UK to kind of make things easier, again, out of the laziness and fear of rejections.
That's me, lazy.
Because technically you do have to check more trademarks. I have probably over the last year uploaded more and more to international markets as well, or last 1.5 years maybe. But if I look at my sales, my UK sales are quite strong. Germany is quite decent, but in those international markets, it's really only like t-shirts selling. Anything else rarely sells, at least for me. So now I change my tactic all the time, but now I'm mostly uploading to US, UK, a few more products, and then the others just the t-shirts. And I would use the auto translate for those other markets, that way.
Yeah, because I used to use in the Productor or the Amazon or the Pretty Merch or whatever it was, the auto translator they had built in, and those would generate me rejections. So I just said screw it, and then if Amazon translates, then you're generally safe.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm safe. Okay. And I do use the Amazon translation. So.
And I've also, just to save some time with the listings, because I have so many slots, I've also mostly been uploading very, very bare bones, simple listings with just title and brand.
I do that a lot.
It's like the primary keywords. You can kind of guess that they're safe, or you maybe check they're safe in the US, UK. and then it's a lot less likely if you had like all of your bullets description filled out and then it gets translated, a lot more likely there's going to be one of the markers getting rejected. If you just have like 10 keywords per listing, it's not as risky. So yeah, there's always a bit of a trade-off. Like maybe you won't be indexed on as many things if you don't have all the keywords.
Yeah.
But then it's easier to list and you don't have as many rejections. So depends.
I've been trying both. Some of my designs where I feel like I want to give it an extra push, I put the description and bullets and all of that. And the other ones where I'm just like, uploading a bunch of scaled designs or easy designs, I may just do the title and brand. So, and they both work. They both work.
I just found like the workflow that I use now for merch is to just integrate merch titans and my designs, because that Vision AI thing that Curtis has got going on is just getting better and better. And in the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, I can't trade off this much SEO, like good SEO, for to use my designs. But the more I've just used it, I just realized that I really just need to put in something in the title, something in the brand that makes sense, but you can base it fully off of the Vision AI, because you can like keep like 80% of the Vision AI and just change the title and the brand. And then if you filter out those like bad words that you can use, like gift or like neon or something like that, if you have toggle that filter on, it does a lot of things for you. So if, for me, my designs and merch titans, those two together are like heaven for me.
So you mostly use those Vision AI listings and it's working fine for you?
Yeah, like I was much more like working through every single listing. Like I started off using my Vision AI and then I changed it around a lot. So it took a lot more time. But the more I used it, I just figured that, because I forgot to do it on some listings here and there. And they still sold when I like 100% used Vision AI.
Wow.
Like I just made some mistake and just forgot to do it and just figured that it still works. So just changing a couple things, like keeping like 80 to 85% probably is what I use with Vision AI now.
Do you ever put custom instructions in there to give it, like, to prime it with some important keywords, or to say include this, exclude this?
Nope.
No.
I think Curtis said in a video sometimes that you should do that, but I don't do that. Just a simple like I always toggle on the filtered so it doesn't include like those banned words like neon or gift or something like that. That's the only thing that I do. And the only thing I really change when it comes to kind of like the main thing I change now is if like if you sell like a bachelorette type of design and you want matching shirts, then I usually write like, please head to the brand if you want more designs like this, like on different types of shirts.
For matching outfits, yeah.
Yeah, to sell group things on our Amazon merch. That works really well. But apart from that, I can just usually honestly keep it most of the Vision AI things that I got, I'd say.
One thing I saw recently, just to like make people aware of, if you want to use AI for your listings, you still want to double check this, or double check through them, because someone got a rejection in the Summerween niche. There's there's an episode of Gravity Falls, Netflix show, that's called Summerween. The AI thought, well, hey, let's put that in the description. Like, if you love Gravity Falls, buy the Summerween design. Now, Summerween is not owned by Gravity Falls, but obviously mentioning that show in your listing is going to give you a rejection, and that's probably not a good rejection to get. Always, like, don't just fully rely on the AI and don't double check, because you can run into these kind of mistakes.
For the text, yeah, for sure.
And that's also a testament to kind of knowing who you're designing for, and a little bit more of the niche around the design you're actually working on, right? Because if you don't know Gravity Falls, I've never heard of it, but you might be, hey, maybe that's a trending keyword, and then you go look it up on the every rank of the world, and yeah, it's a trending keyword, but you also don't go Google it and know that it's a show or whatever it is. Then you just decide based on that and the lack of literally just Googling it, that it's okay to use, and then that's where you get burnt, right? So yeah,
it is an easy one to miss, because if you don't know that show, like, it doesn't come up as a trademark, an active trademark for t-shirts. So this is one that you would actually need to type in to figure out, like, hey, this is a TV
what
show.
does this mean? Why did they put Gravity Falls here?
But then if you scan through the listing and you see Gravity Falls, like, this has nothing to do with summer or Halloween. Like, it kind of to me, it stands out as a keyword that is strange or not.
Do your research. Yeah, for sure.
So those kind of keywords you'd want to type in. This comes with experience as well. Like if you're brand new, you're going to miss these kind of things. With time, you'll realize, okay, this is what an average listing for Summerween looks like or Halloween looks like. And this is a keyword that doesn't really belong there.
It's the same process when you do research and you find trending phrases on t-shirts, right? And if you don't know what it means, you should definitely do some research to make sure that that's not something that you shouldn't do. Yeah. If you don't know what it means, look it up and do your research, because it may be trademarked or copyrighted or whatever.
Right, we've got a ton of questions that I've saved from earlier, so
yes,
start going through them from top to bottom. Susie's asking, is it better to revamp a listing than do another new one? Good question.
Gosh,
I guess it depends on the listing.
Yeah.
If it's a really good, well-researched design that you have a lot of faith in, then maybe try revamp it. But if it's like old from when you started and you can tell you could probably do a lot better now with the design, maybe do a new one. That's what I would do anyway.
I'm just thinking that, like, if the issue is that you lost rank and sales, then all you need to do is put it on break-even pricing, and then you can see if it works again. Because again, like, the lower sales you have, the lower price you have, the more volume you do. Whereas the higher price you have, the less volume you do, but the overall more profit you make. So if you want to be in but you can't really get to like this point unless you've actually garnered rank. So if you like have like sold out on that listing before, my take on it is just that you can just put the price to like 13.38 if it's like a t-shirt. See if you can get some like 10 sales, and then you can just bump it up to your profit pricing again.
So you're talking about putting it down to 0 profit?
Yeah, exactly. For like 10 sales, and then you can, because with every single sale you gain rank, and once you change the price, you don't change the rank. You can just change the rank once you can just change the price once you have the rank and get sales. And that's how I'm making my Etsy business and my Amazon business work.
On your Amazon, are you waiting till it gets, did you say a certain amount of sales before you bump it up? Can you tell us how you do it again?
This is literally the 5-minute process that I just do every day. So just log into my account, hit the producer dashboard, and then you can see the total sales for the all listings. And once I see that's like some listings have like $0 royalty.
Yeah.
Once I see that those like all-time sales have hit 10, I just bump them up to $7 royalty instead.
Whoa! You just do that big jump from 0 to 7.
Yep. Right from the get. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what does that equate to on standard t-shirts? Is that 21, 22?
Yeah, that's $22.99. Yeah, okay. I tried $24.99 this year, and that also works. But I saw a dip in sales, not only because of that, because the manual campaigns, I was struggling like a crazy amount at the beginning of the year with my manual campaigns, so I just turned them off entirely. So I'm not sure it was a derivative to that, like, because but once I had all of these different changes, like at the beginning of the year, I decided to go from $24.99 back to $22.99 as my ceiling.
Very cool.
But I still forgot to change some back, so I'm still selling quite a lot still at $8 royalty instead.
Wow! Hey, that's awesome.
I'd like to, I think in terms of that, should you revamp or just redo completely? I think some context needs to be there to Andreas's point. Like if there have been sales and then they dropped off, then look at why those sales dropped off, right? It could be price. Yeah. It could be, but there's always a new take you can add to it. But if it hasn't gotten any sales whatsoever, then I'd argue it's the design itself, and then I would, redo that.
Right. Next question, because we've got a ton. Let's start with this one right here. How many colors do you add to your listings? BRB.
I probably do it different than everybody, but I try to look at what colors actually work. And like, I don't pick like if only 5 colors work, then I only do 5 colors. If 7 colors work, then I do 7. But I usually don't go more than 10. But if it only works on one color, then that's all it gets. It's one color. How about you guys?
I'm the same. I'm the exact same, and it also I take it into context to the that ideal customer that design is for. So if they're never going to wear a pink shirt, but it looks awesome on pink, I'm still not going to list it on pink.
That's a good point. Yeah,
you know what I mean. But yeah, to your point, I pick usually 5 to 7. I've expanded to 7 on Amazon now because they have so many more added colors now,
especially at standard. Yeah.
Yeah, and not everyone's going to buy that, Heather Military or Heather Army Green or whatever, but it just some designs look really good on it.
It does.
But yeah, I'm 5 to 7, and definitely only the best ones that look great for that design as the backdrop.
For me, it's honestly just have a template that I use, like when you go to Amazon and you click upload and you can like save as a template. I use that for every single one, and then some turn out really bad, some turn out really weird, some of those colors, but it really just works. Like for 95% of things, I'd say. But overall, I'd also learned from Etsy that with more colors, like you shouldn't have like 5 greens, like you shouldn't have like forest green, military green, and some other type of green. So that definitely conflicts. Yeah, there's definitely some of that going on with merch, but I just still pick them on because overall, what I've found with more colors, as long as you don't have conflicting colors, is that you get a higher conversion rate, at least on Etsy. So this should probably apply to Etsy too, also on Amazon too. And I think they came out with a statement on that too, like a couple months ago or something like that. That if you have more colors, they found that they generally convert more.
Wow.
I think so, right? Didn't they come up with like a message about that
from Etsy?
No, from Amazon.
From Amazon. Oh, that's probably right. They would say that because they added so many more colors. So
yeah.
They want to clear out their warehouses too. Right?
Yeah. So that's
one thing I wish they did, because I do that too, is like, especially for scale designs, I keep the same one because you can keep the same colors, and the design usually works, is pretty similar, so it's going to work on all the same colors. I really wish Amazon changed it so that you don't have to pick a color on the pop sockets and the phone cases and like all of those. I wish it would remember the black that I picked or the whatever color, so that the next time I go on there, I don't have to go and click. Like come on.
When you save the template, right? It never saves.
When you save the template,
it's always white. It's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
So when you save as a Productor draft, it doesn't save that for you, or have you tried that?
I don't use Productor. I really should.
Oh, so Productor, you can, instead of save as draft, you can have save as Productor draft if you use it, and then it'll save the same product selections, the same colors. So I do a bit of a hybrid. So to Andreas's point, I kind of implement some of that. So I'll just select now that Productor draft template and then apply it without the image, because you have the option of applying it with the image or without the image, and then it'll pick the same 5 colors or 7 colors, the same exact products, and it'll auto-populate everything in that same, under that brand or that niche, with all
even the other products, the pop sockets and the phone cases and the everything.
It'll do whatever you save as is the Productor draft. Yeah.
Okay, another reason to try Productor.
I personally can't speak to the pop sockets because I don't usually do them, but I think Philip just confirmed that it does, right? So
save. Yeah, it does save that. It still takes a long time to apply the template, because for those it has to like upload and change the color, and it takes quite a while with those products. So it would be nice if Amazon just implemented that
Amazon
within their template too. But I think what would be even better what would be amazing if Amazon could do it is if with this color thing, if they would let us split test listings and have like 1 color versus 10 colors, and then they split it where like 1,000 visitors see just 1 color, 1,000 visitors just see the multiple colors, and they show us which one converts better. That'd be so awesome if we had something like that. If we actually
I've had to
insight.
Actually, because I've split tested myself, because I know I have a design that looks great on black, but it looks equally awesome on white, and it's just the way the design was made. So I have a different outline on it. So I'll put it on a white, and because if you have any other color in there, white is not shown, right, as the primary color. So it's like, or at least before they added all these extra ones. But sometimes you just, I want people to see it on white because it jumps right off the shirt. And so I'll list it on single solitary white, and some have sold, a good amount.
That's a good hack. Yeah, I really wish, 1, Amazon let us pick the primary color, and 2, maybe it would be nice for them to have a way for us to put dark color and light color versions of the same design in the same listing, because that would be nice.
I agree. Kind of like what you can do with Printify backend,
With
right? You
Printify.
can select a specific design for a specific color. That would be awesome in the same listing.
Yeah, because it's the same design, just the colors are a little different. So.
Yeah.
I used to, just to give my take as well on this, I used to always stick to like 5 colors or less, like the 5 colors that work the best for the design. This year, though, I've mostly done I've done like the all or nothing approach of, if it's a design that's optimized for dark, I'll just upload it just to black, just to give people one option, no choice. And some of those listings are doing quite well. Or if the design works on multiple colors or many colors, I'll just select all of them that work. Obviously, if it doesn't work on white, I'll leave that off. But just to kind of test it, because Amazon did have that phase of like, hey, we want more colors. So I thought, test that. But at the same time, I have a lot of listings that have just one black color option, and they're doing well. Yeah, but it totally depends on the design.
Yeah. Well, when you look at the top sellers, like I would say more than 70% of them are black. When you look like it's crazy.
This is a great suggestion by Steve as well. That'd be so good. It's such a simple change.
I know. That's an easy one.
Yep, that's Juna's Christmas wish list, right? Top of the list.
For anyone who's just listening, for anyone who's just listening, Steve is saying 100% wish we could choose the thumbnail color on Amazon.
Yep.
Rather than it being some random order that you can't.
Yeah, that we don't even know what the random order is. We know black.
Productor shows you another reason.
It shows you the
oh my goodness.
Yep.
I should just do a whole video on things that I need Productive for now.
8 years of like being an Amazon merch goat, and you've not used like the #1 plugin.
Oh gosh.
That rubber band ball takes up a lot of time, right?
Dang. I gotta stop feeding that rubber band ball and get Productive.
To be fair, Productor has become more buggy since it was sold to merchant format, but there's still a lot of features that are really handy. Like just that one is an example of like it tells you which color will be the primary thumbnail. So for example, to Jay's point earlier of like wanting a white one in the thumbnail, you can select, I'm pretty sure you can select white, heather gray, light blue, pink, and it'll still show white as a primary. So you can have some options on top of white, and it will be the primary. I think generally the heather colors they never turn up in the thumbnail unless it's the only color.
And do you guys use Productor on? I know Jay said he uses it on his phone, but can you use it on desktop? Because I mainly do everything desktop. Okay,
it's primarily a browser extension.
Okay.
The phone app is just to check sales mostly. That's what people use it for.
Oh, I like checking sales too.
Yeah, you can check them on the phone.
Whoa.
On the go, you get addicted.
Oh yeah, without going into revenue and then whatever and setting your date. Yeah, no, those days are it works just like Pretty Merch does on your phone anyway, and same on the desktop ultimately.
Anyway,
this is cool.
Getting back to the questions. Sorry, we always take like 20 minutes to answer one question.
I get distracted easily. What is that?
We all do.
So. A bit of an AI question here. Best free upscaler. Any opinions on that?
I'm still using DGB when I'm not using DGB.lol when I'm not using the in-app upscaler. So I think Mystic has the in-app upscaler, so does Playground. I think Ideogram only does a 2x upscale. So
which one?
Ideogram? It only does 2x, right? So,
as far as I remember, when I last tried it.
So that one needs to be better.
I did a 2x upscale on a design I worked on for one of the new brand I was saying, and this is Ideogram, and it turned out awesome. So
maybe we don't need 4x.
Nice. I'm not worried about upscaling. I'll just use whatever's in the native program now that I'm using for that particular design, and then. If I'm going from scratch, obviously I'll use, a 300 DPI, 5400 or whatever board in Photoshop if I'm, dropping something on, or 15x18 in Illustrator. But if it's in Kittl, I'll just, you select your print on demand. It'll always choose the Amazon merch setting. And then, but as far as, if you're downloading and it's the full size, even if it's the full 15x18 at 72 pixels, it'll still print just fine.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So you have some other ones in there, Philip. I saw dgb.lol, but there's upscale.org.
Yeah.
Org.
That's one. DGB takes a bit longer because it runs online on someone else's server, which is a good option if you've got a slow laptop, slow PC. If you don't, if you have a decent machine yourself, Upscale is quite good, and I use that from time to time because it's free. You download it to your device, install it, and you can run it in bulk even. And yeah, it gets pretty good results. There's like a little confusion that happens with that, where if you want to download it for Mac and you click on the big massive Mac button, it brings you to the App Store and it says $12. But if instead you just scroll down one pixel and click on the alternative downloads, you can download the DMG file, whatever the install file is for Apple.
Oh,
so you can get it for free for Apple, basically, even though it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I project
too slow for me. Yeah, that's probably because your device is slow, or your GPU, your graphics card. And in that case, I would use an online upscaler. There was someone here mentioned Big JPEG is good for $22 per year. So or DGB, of course, if you want fully free.
I predict all the AI apps in the next couple of years are going to do everything all together, right? You're going to be able to create the AI, upscale it, remove the background better than it does today, and then just give you the output that it's needed, and probably even give you the title, brand, keywords, all the stuff too. So
I do gotta say that's what shout out to Curtis. That's what my designs already do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's already
I think though the background removal, if it's done with AI, I can't see that ever being perfect.
Yeah, it's tough because it really has to know what needs to show through the background, and sometimes that's not something that it can detect.
I just use Vectorizer all the time now, pretty much, unless the design needs an upscaler. I always use that Vectorizer method where you just remove the background in one click. Which you've tried that, Juna?
I've tried it before. I haven't been doing it currently, but I love working in vectors a lot better because then you have the flexibility of not only scale, but you can change the color, remove colors, make things different if you need to. You can move points even, right? Like if it needs to be longer or taller or whatever, you can change it. So yeah, I love vectorizers, vector art.
Does everyone know what I mean with the Vectorizer method? Because I could quickly
show it.
Demo that. It's essentially a method to
Where do you start though? Where do you start from? With you do an AI and then convert it, vectorize it, and then
just your average design, right? That's like 1,000 pixels from AI.
Yeah.
What you can do is, this is not free, by the way, unfortunately, but
Vectorizer AI.
Well, I'll try to figure out how to share my screen.
Present.
Yeah.
Ask ChatGPT how to do
it.
So if you have like
that background's amazing, by the way.
So if you have like a more maybe this is not the most difficult design, but just as an example, or this maybe like this is going to be
that's a good one.
If you use an AI like one of the
it won't know to remove the trees or something like that, right?
Yeah,
or it will remove all the black in the graham cracker.
Yep.
You definitely don't want that, or may not want that.
So I'm gonna drop that in here.
What's Vectorizer AI now? Is there a one-time price or you pay monthly? Is it a subscription?
No, it's monthly, unfortunately.
It's still the best though, I think.
Yeah, quality wise, and this background removal technique is game changing in my opinion, because in one go you can vectorize. So now it's perfect quality already, which it doesn't look like in this because it's just a preview. It looks horrible here, but it's a vector now, and you can click on the background color and you can just turn it off.
Whoa!
And that's really good. Nice.
If I refresh it, there's no inconsistency or nothing missed in the gaps, and it's so much easier than
I used to use Vectorizer all the time because it was like my favorite, but this may be worth it here.
This just reminded me, like, didn't you, Philip, make a video about a software called Artistly or something like that.
Artistly, yeah.
Yeah, where it's
Sorry.
like the opposite. It doesn't work. Like you wanted
Yeah.
to do this and it doesn't really work, right?
It was hard to figure out how to do it.
I don't know if a lot of people use Artistly on the channel, and I don't want to offend those that do, but it just, from their website, it feels like they're trying to get you to buy, because that's the only way to use it is to pay the 45. There's no like free trial or anything to see how good it is. So.
Some people said they really like it, and
Okay.
they're using. Usually, they said they were using the full version,
The
like
full
the
version.
expensive version.
And it is cool that it's a one-time fee and you don't have to pay a subscription anymore.
I like that idea, and it gives you
It's just
unlimited
gotta be
images after that.
better. It just, like, if it was as good a quality as some of the other AI apps, then I'd be like, yes. Awesome.
Just one last thing on this. There's usually the default is these settings, and I would recommend clipping overflow and stack shapes on top of each other. You don't have to understand what it means, but it tends to look better in the result. SVGs, if you want like the vector format, you can now also download it as a PNG, and it 4x's it, so it'll give you like. So
then it's just ready to go, right? PNG.
Pretty much, you could drop it into Amazon as is, but it doesn't fully fill out the print area sometimes. So it depends on like how tall or how wide the design is. But yeah, you could download it as PNG, upload straight to Amazon Merch without having to really resize. It just won't completely fill out the print area.
You want to do the extra step to make sure that it's the right size.
Unfortunately, you can't use this in bulk, but in terms of like the ease of removing background and getting a higher quality image, is so easy compared to other stuff.
You're convincing me to get. Now I got to get Productor and Vectorizer AI. You YouTubers, man, just want to push all these.
Yeah. I know. I was just gonna say too. In addition to that, not that we need another one, but some members of my community swear by Design, DZINE .ai or DZINE for those.
I've heard that Design. Yeah, I've tried it.
.ai, and you can do a lot with it, but I think more and more tools are going to be adding more and more all-encompassing kind of things that way too. Even Anywhere POD is pretty incredible now. It's started with customization, but now you can automate all kinds of stuff, and they got a massive. I'm not allowed to actually say it, but they got a massive new additional tool that is going to help for personalization on Etsy in a big way.
We're gonna
that drops on Thursday. So yeah.
Whoa. You're doing what I would do and announce something that's going to be coming.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get in trouble for saying it. So yeah, that's all I can say. But
I got some other things.
They've added so many things, and the nice thing with that, for example, is that they have integrations with different products as well.
Wow!
So that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get integrated with, if that makes sense. So
Anywhere POD, is that what we should be looking out for Thursday? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that would be Thursday for sure. And It's cool because, like, for me, it's something that it can use. You don't have to use for its full capabilities. I would assume similar with my designs, you can use it for different aspects or different elements that you need to. Same kind of idea, but it's also something that I'll use Printify for the shirts or whatever I'm used to using. It has a Printify integration already, but it also has like one of their POD partners is DecoPlate, so you can do housewares and plates and trays and things. That really you can't get an integration with them outside of Anywhere POD. It's the only way.
Wow.
So there are some unique features, and it's a cool products. Like,
I have to try it out.
Yeah.
Another thing on the list. I got like 3 things.
Sorry, another squirrel moment.
Stop joining these, Juna.
Someone asked, "What's my favorite AI creator?" Currently, I like Ideogram, Mystic, and Playground, and I know there's a ton of other ones out there, but that's my top 3 right now so far. And Mystic's getting really, really good. So kudos to Chris on all the stuff that he's coming out with and fast, and he's got a great team over there. So. And
this is also, I think, an important comment by Aaron. Like the amount of subscription we have to use are getting insane.
Yeah, I know.
Help for sure, but the monthly fees add up. And I totally agree with that. Like, don't get Vectorizer if you already have like a My Design subscription or a Kittle, because you can't. There is tools or Mystic who do all these things together. There is some like you can click and remove the background, like I just showed you. There's some like little things that you miss out on, but it's fine. Like just go with Kittle if you use that.
Kittle does some really good vectorized. I mean, it just does 16 colors, but usually that's enough to get it really good. I'm really
That's
surprised
usually
by
plenty. Yeah.
what they can do with the vectorizer tool now, and they got some new things coming too. So
because for us YouTubers, it's like what all we try and do is like find an easier way to do it, or a new way to do it that's better than the old one to share something new and valuable. Doesn't mean you have to use every single tool we show you.
Yeah, and I think we make videos because people are asking, like, I heard of this, can you do it? Instead of me spending the $45, can you spend your
That's an example with the Artistly, right? And the reason I've shared this vectorizer thing a few times is because I constantly, or one of the most common things I hear with AI stuff is like, how do you remove the background? I really struggle removing the background, and this makes it super easy. So if you always struggle, maybe this is your solution.
Yeah.
If you don't, and you're fine, like Jay said, just use the built-in ideogram one, and it looks fine.
We're just giving you options, and you decide which is the best one. But I'm thankful that you did that Artistly, because a lot of people asked me. I left that comment on your video, and like so many people have asked me to do it, but thanks, Philip. And I just send them to your video and say, look what Philip found out.
Well, the comments are very divided. There's also a lot of comments that had a lot of likes that said they really love Artistly. So, and it's just my opinion based on trying it for like half an hour. So
whatever works for you and getting you sales and helping you out, I think that's the one you should do. And you can dabble and try something else. And if it doesn't work, then get rid of that.
At the end of the day, it's the research, the design, the execution that is going to get you the sales. Like there's so many means to the same ends, right? Like I default a lot of the time, and I'm pretty straight up with this, back to Illustrator and Photoshop, ultimately Illustrator, because I like vector designing. And it's what I've been used to for 20 plus years, right? And it's just easier for me to get things done with keyboard shortcuts really quickly. The one thing I like about Kittl is that they've implemented a lot of those same keyboard shortcuts. And, it just, if I was starting over brand new, I would probably point people to Kittl because you have the vector component, the control now with the pen tool in there, right?
They do.
However, and then different things. So if you like, but I like ideograms, image generation better than some of the other ones that are out there, so it's like depends. They all have a ton of strengths, but at the end of the day, like it's not the tool that is going to make you the better or get you more sales, right? It's how you use it. And if you're going to be, it's the same principle I say, like with anything Etsy related, especially, is like put the blinders on and get to work and stop trying to do what everybody is trying to do. Because if you try to get used to, all these other tools or extra tools, the learning curve is going to be just as steep or steeper, because you're going to start, confusing which tool or keyboard shortcut works on which app, and you're not going to get to the end result any faster at all. You're just going to be like, a B minus in every single one of them, as opposed to like really learning how to accomplish what it is you need to know or do in that one tool. Don't feel like you have to have, all of these in your arsenal, because they will add up. I got some members had like $150 or $180 in subscriptions. I'm like, holy, why? Yeah.
And just to add to that, because like I started using AI stuff this year, honestly, and like AI stuff within design. But before that, all I really did was combine Canva and Creative Fabrica together. And like Creative Fabrica costs like $60 per year to use, and you get all your elements, all your fonts through there.
Amazing, so many.
Yeah, and then you just combine them all in Canva. Canva cost me like $10 or $12 a month, I think. And that was the thing that I've made 90% of my business using Creative Fabrica and Canva together. Like you don't really need like AI. What AI does is that it fast tracks it for you if you know how to use the tool. But just like when I saw this really old video, like yesterday or the day before that, of someone who was born in the 1800s, who talked about like how the agricultural changed the world during that time. And it's kind of like when the tractor came, like you can't just use like you don't know how to use a tractor from the beginning. You gotta actually learn how to use it properly in order to make the thing that you're doing work. And it's the same thing with AI. Like you can't just put anything in there if you don't know how to add value to something. It doesn't really make sense. So if you're in a situation where the subscription just pile up, just boil it down to the basics, and I think you can make really good designs that way. And when I say really good designs, I don't mean like It has to look like your Michelangelo or like Da Vinci. You just need to make some good text that fits into a niche where you're adding value, and that's all you need, really.
Yep. Yep.
I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
At
Very
the end
well
of the
said.
day, you're making designs that people want to buy,
And you can do that for free.
And you can do it for free. Yeah.
Yeah. Tools
Sometimes.
can help you in different ways to make it maybe faster or a little easier, but you can't do all of it for free. Like I'm sure we all have videos that show free tools that do the upscaling, that do design, that do, or Creative Fabrica, like Andreas said. I recently, just for fun, uploaded some Creative Fabrica designs just to test it because I still have a subscription, and some of them have started to sell. It's like the customer doesn't care. They just want to buy something that they like the look of.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways.
That's where the research comes in, and you got to figure out what do people like, and then make that for them, and you know, make yours unique, and don't copy what it's already selling, but you can figure out what kinds of things that people like and design.
And just before just to add one last tidbit to this before we move on, I think Cody, when he did the research through Everbee, like one of the top selling ones was just white text on a T-shirt that said "Awesome like my daughter."
Yeah,
that was one of the best selling like listings that he said for like the last 24 months. I think sorted by
all time $900,000 plus, right?
Yeah, it's just text, so you don't need to be like a crazy intricate designer. You just need to know how to add value.
All right.
Cool. Great discussion.
There's a couple of questions which I'll just quickly answer because they're obvious answers, and then we'll get to the next one that's needs a bit more discussion. So the first one is this by Moha. Hello, please. I want to know when Tier Up starts. I've won Tier 1000 with 1,000 sales. Nobody knows that.
Nobody knows. Amazon knows, but they're not telling us.
No, they don't tell us. And then the next question was, what about Australia? This was when we were talking about different marketplaces. There's no Australia built into Amazon merch. Do they have an Australian Amazon? I'm guessing they have, but not Amazon merch.
I don't see it, but you can still sell from Australia on the various markets. You can have an account.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
they should have
sorted. The next one that would be interesting to discuss or hear you guys' thoughts about is by Steve, and he says, "Any great insight about video ads on Amazon? Has anyone run those and tested them?"
Good question.
I see that.
I've not dabbled.
No.
Maybe I should start one. That would be a good test.
Add it to your list, Juna.
Yeah.
Item number 50.
Productor, Vectorizer AI, Anywhere POD, and video ads.
And then put it on every single product to every single thing, and don't check any trademarks.
There you go.
Love it.
Andreas, have you done any of that? Or
sorry, I was just answering a comment from Gabriel that he wrote in the chat. What was the thing that we talked about?
Have you used video ads?
No, but I think I saw something from Philip that you were experimenting with it, right? But I haven't done it.
Yeah. I didn't even really know that you can do it until recently, or how to do it. And I threw some ads up. I don't think everyone can do it. It's one of those options like what's it called? Let me just go to create an ad. Because everyone, when you go to create an ad, typically clicks on the, what's it called?
Sponsored
product. Yeah. But if you click on sponsored brands, and I think not everyone has the sponsored brands option. I think that's something that unlocks eventually.
I've seen it. I just
there you can scroll down a bit, and where it says goals, you can change to drive page visits. And then you have this option of formats, and there's product collection, store spotlight, and now there seems to also be video. I feel like that's the newer option. I don't remember seeing that in the past.
I tried Amazon videos for 30 days, and this is what
Yeah, that's a video idea. Shame no one really cares much about like Amazon ads videos. But
so do you have? You go into your where is it? In your AMS account, Amazon Ads account, if you scroll over to the left, you'll have that pop-out bar.
Yeah.
And then in Creative Tools, do you have Video Builder down there as well?
Yes.
Oh, you can create it in Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I haven't tried that yet either.
That's AI, and it's not very
It's kind of weird.
Like it just
they have their
like
own image generator built in right now. It's beta plus AI and then Creative Studio. So it'd be interesting to play around with, see where it's at. I don't know what
So I've tried the AI video from what I remember. This a few weeks back, but essentially what it does is it takes like a stock image and puts your mock-up on it and adds some random text based on your listing. So it doesn't really look that good or convincing, and that ad didn't perform that well for me, even though it was an ad for my bestseller. What I have done since then, I turned that one off, and the past few weeks I've launched maybe, I don't know, like 20 different video ads, not for 20 different shirts, but maybe for like 5 different shirts. But I've tested different ads for the same shirt, if that makes sense, just to see like what sorts of videos work or don't work. And I don't have like a ton of data yet, but I was using Placeit for this.
That's what I was going to say.
I just subscribed for 1 month. I usually don't have it Placeit subscription, but they do have a lot of video ads.
Yep.
I just went there, typed in like if it's a kids design, like video mock-up for kids shirts, or if it's for men, video mock-up for men's shirts. Tested out a few different ones, and some of them are doing quite well in terms of the ACoS or the conversion rate.
Okay.
So I think it's worth testing for sure, at least with some of the listings that are already selling for you, because a video stands out more than a static ad, right?
For sure. Yeah,
for sure. And gosh, and it takes you. I'm looking at a video ad right now on Amazon. It looks like there's a spot for to click on your brand too, and then it takes you to like a whole list of all your shirts if you have the same brand.
Yeah, so you could do that, but I mean, if you're going to do that, I would argue that you should probably set up your own shop, right?
Shop,
so you
can
do that in AMS ads as well. Create your own store.
Yep, pretty cool.
Anyway,
and so far, about the insights Steve was asking for. So far, again, it's early days. What I've found is that the models, like an actual model wearing the shirt, seems to do better than a flat lay, because there is some flat lays where it's just like the camera panning over it.
Yeah, just kind of goes up.
And what seems to be the case is if there's a video that's shot more closely, or you can actually see the design more clearly rather than it being like zoomed out, and there's like a wide angle, you see a lot of scenery, but you don't see the design very well, those don't do as well. Like just like your average mock-up, like static mock-up, if you can see the design clearly and it's like close up, then it seems to be doing better so far.
That fires me up, because that really confirms my view on, like, again, all I can refer to here is using videos on Etsy for listings.
Yeah,
right.
Because in order for them to work on Etsy, they need. I'm talking Electromosa terms now, but in order for them to work, they need to increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. And what that means, technically, when it comes to a video, is that they should be like, a person should be able to understand the fit from the video, like how it will fit them once they see the video. So as an example, like I bought a bag for my girlfriend like 2 years ago, and the listing itself had like I could like see someone wear it, and from that I could actually understand the size, because I could see the person, understand approximately how tall she is, and from that understand how big like the size the bag is and so forth. And the same applies to shirts. Like, is it a really a thin girl? Is it a really tight fit on her with that type of size? Is it a really baggy type of like comfort colors vibe shirt if it's on a like really small person and so forth? That kind of thing, when you actually like really show and like really show the customer how the fit actually is with the design on top of it. That is what really works on Etsy. As long as, again, you can clearly see the person with a clear design. That's key.
I think that again speaks. I echo the same sentiment, man. It speaks to, that human element, right? You're showing the person what they would look like potentially in it. They're trying to envision themselves, with that background, and that's the sell. That's the hook, right? You're selling that emotion, as opposed to a canvas slide of 5 colors or 10 colors, right? Just swapping through. That to me it's just a waste of time. I think it does more damage than good almost in some cases, right? Especially if the mock-up doesn't fit the part. And you see that a lot too. People using a flat lay, it's got some sneakers on it, but it's a hiking design. I mean, what? Right? You know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. So if it's on somebody who's on a mountaintop, and even like a Polo AI, I did a video on it. You can just put a static image of a mock-up, somebody outside with a mountain in the background, maybe put it in there, and it just kind of animates 5 seconds the video. So then all of a sudden it's flowing and it looks easy and it's done and quick, and it's unique to that listing, and it only took seconds, and it's not just more of the same. I think, yeah.
And just to add to that, because I think if you have a slideshow, it does the same thing as images. Like there's like if you have the images already, the slideshow doesn't really add anything since you already have the images.
Totally agree.
Good point.
Sweet. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I wish we had more. I'm going to have to test that and get more for next time.
It's definitely worth a shot if you have the option. There's DGB, Tom from DGB LOL joined us.
Nice. Yeah,
Nice to see you in the chat, Tom. He's one of the people providing free upscaling.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. That's got it. It's all coming together now. He mentioned DGB LOL before. Got it.
Yep.
All the way up to 8x.
8x. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He's pretty.
Now that's, to me, anything above 4, like that's great. You're gonna do like that. That opens the door to duvet color covers and shower curtains and what have you. It's great. That's awesome.
Right, and then let's get back to the questions. Oh yeah, this is a quick one by Susie again. Does Amazon give you any reason when a product is locked? Nope.
Not to me.
They do not.
And for that reason, I say nothing worth worrying about, right? You can't control it.
Yeah, the general reason will be they want to discount it. That's why.
Yeah.
And they're testing, so they don't want their tests being ruined by you changing prices all the time.
Oh, here's an interesting one. When I do my research and find that a design is selling very well, I create the design and upload it to Etsy. The problem is I don't get any demand like the one I saw that was selling.
Of course, yeah.
Does it look very, very similar, or have you added value in a way that stands out, right, in a sea of sameness? So this is what I mean when, there's nothing wrong with the niches videos of the week or anything like that. It's whether or not you're going to add any kind of unique value. Like the UVP stands for unique value proposition. What is it that you're going to add to that is going to make yours better ultimately, or different in a way that is unique, right? So if it looks the same, then it's never going to sell. And even if it is only incrementally different or better, you still now have to compete with the sales velocity of every other listing. And that's the number one driver ultimately. And then above and beyond that, you're only going to be able to show up because sales velocity you don't have yet is by running a bunch of ads behind it or putting ad spend behind it. And that can get costly if you're getting clicks and not converting. So it has to be better than if you're going to do more of the same. That's my take anyway.
Yep. The seller needs a reason to pick yours instead of the top sellers.
Correct.
Yeah.
And just to add, because a key word that Jay said there is that like because he said that if it's just incrementally better. So let's say that you have that. So one design that popped up on the research when we did with Cody was like that hand design. And like if you just change the font and keep the exact same graphic, you're not really adding value. The key thing is that you want to add a listing that hasn't been in that, like you want a specific design that are based on research. And that type of design that you made shouldn't have been made in any type of sense before. Like you should use elements from different parts of listings. So let's say that you see that the cursive listing is selling really well here, the college here, and then you know that the hands are working really well. Then you can combine all of those three things to create something that hasn't even been implemented on the platform before. Because again, what Jay said there is that you can't be. What he said really fast was that like if you are incrementally or really like a little better, just a little better, it doesn't really work. You have to be a lot better in order for someone to buy from you. And the only way to do that is to stand out with the design. So you can't be incrementally better. You need to be a lot better in order to make it work.
If you think about it from the marketplace perspective as well, they want people to search something and then buy, like be like high likelihood of buying after they've searched for something. And if there's already a bestseller that serves that purpose, why would they show you design that looks exactly the same?
If it ain't broke, they're not going to fix it either, right? If it's continually making sales, why would they show yours instead of that one when they know that one has already sold $900,000 worth, right?
Yeah, and I would guess that places like Amazon and other marketplaces will give your design a shot like
Yeah.
every once in a while, because how else would they know? But if yours isn't better or gives people a reason to buy yours instead of the top sellers, it's gonna gradually just.
I mean, Etsy will
not
give you
so
that
right.
little initial boost
Yeah.
as well in the beginning, but I
Yeah.
mean, you need to stand out, otherwise no one's going to click on it, and
Yeah.
that'll like, inevitably tank you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Design, mock-up, price, all those things can help you.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
Common
Yeah.
question. You're not alone in that, so don't feel like you're.
That's
you're
the whole thing. If you can figure that out, that's pretty much print on demand right there. Figure out what people want to buy and make sure that you stand out on the marketplace. If you're selling marketplace stuff, right?
Yeah.
In the market. Ooh, look at that.
8x from 11.7 megapixels. Nice.
Wow. Wow.
So you can't upload like a huge image and then get it 8x'd.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be below that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's an interesting question here for I guess it's the same on Amazon, but this is Etsy. Good afternoon, guys. How can I appear on the first page and establish niches? On Etsy, I made a black cat hat, but I went through 20 pages on the private tab and can't find the product.
Ads.
Ads on Etsy, though,
one way.
at the moment is just way too expensive.
I know,
At least I deter most people to kind of use ads. At least unless you gotta be at a minimum of a 4% conversion rate, preferably 5 to 6%, in order to really make them like profitable nowadays. Otherwise, I mean, I even have a 5 to 6% conversion rate, and I still feel that they're way too just costly.
So do you not put ads right at the get-go, or you wait till it gets?
No, like it goes heavily into a question that we got from another person that saw the 7 hours course that I just released. But like I don't use ads at all anymore, but I do a 35% net margin instead.
I gotta watch that.
So 35% of everything of all my revenue is profit. So I do a lot less revenue, but a lot more profit. Because again, at the end of the day, all I care about is like the profit that I get from the business. Mm-hmm. So overall. Yeah, and like overall, like I think I've sold like 13K revenue, which is really low for me. Like most months of this year, but I've made 4K profit, 4 to 5K profit. Some months it's been 5K, some months it's been like 36K. No, I'm thinking in Swedish kroner. Sorry, 3.6K profit, and then it's been like 5.3K profit some one month. But overall, as an average, it's been like between 4 to 4.5K profit every single month. From Etsy, yeah, and that's mainly just because like I made a whole debacle video on it, just because like the Etsy ads are just so expensive. I'm not sure how you feel about them, the ads nowadays, Jay. I just feel like for most people, even like a lot of the students that I have in the mentorship, they also feel that it's just way too costly.
So I definitely do not disagree. They've gone up. I wouldn't say too costly, only because like I can't steadfast stand by like a 4+% conversion rate to quantify ads, only because something you got to look at. I mean, your tacos too, because sometimes that ad may only have like a 2 or 2.5%, conversion rate. But if you turn that off, are your overall sales impacted as well? Is it bringing shoppers to your shop? And this applies specifically, well, not specifically, but in a bigger sense, if you're niched, right? If you're a general store, I can't really speak to that. But if you're niched and it's something awesome that only has a 2% conversion rate, there's still a very good chance you're going to buy something similar in your shop, right? Or at least, have maybe 2 or 3 other items that they add to cart, or add 2 more to cart and then not get that one because they found something that kind of hit the mark a little better. So, I mean, and you got a 30-day cookie on that ad anyway, right? If it's an offsite ad or something like that as well. There's a lot more to consider, I think, than just that. But in the beginning, I probably wouldn't run ads right away until you get to a place where you think you have some indicators at least, and then advertise those. So if they're getting favorites but no sales, but you have no other indicators at all, then that could be a good candidate. Start with a budget that that you can afford to lose, like $5 a day, maybe over 30 days, but let it run for the 30 days and expect that Etsy will use that all, and expect to lose that $150. What you're going to do with this goal is to gather data and not aim for sales here. You want to know what works and what doesn't as fast as possible. And ads are the best way to do that, I think. And then for me, once you figured it out, I absolutely, yes, advertise every new listing going forward, because in my niche shop, I know that, I've kind of got that recipe on lock now, right? So I'll add it, I'll throw it in there in the ring for a little while, for a month or so minimum. And then if I need to deactivate it, or if it's really, I'm getting a, less than a 1x or 2x ROAS even, and then the tacos are down and the conversion rates tanking, or just cost, or just chewing up all the budget as well, right? That's the bad side with Etsy, is a one single listing could, chew up like 80% of your budget quickly. Then I'll turn that off. Even if it's, you've got 7-8% conversion rate on one listing, but it's eating up all your ad budget, it still may not be the greatest candidate to have ads on, because it's using all your ad budget. If you turn that off, it's still potentially going to sell without ads. Whereas everything else now might actually see some budget. So it's kind of like a unique case by case basis, I'd argue. But yeah, I mean, I think ads are probably, I forget the question specifically to that, but
how do you get on page one?
Yeah, I think ads are going to be the easiest way to get at least seen on page one. And then if people, you're not paying unless they click, right? So if they click on it then and don't check out, then at least you've kind of gotten some data now that something's not right, something's not converting. The downside with the Etsy ads, though, now to Andreas' point, and I think why a lot of them have got more expensive, is because all the keywords they apply to all our listings now. You can go through in the back end and see on a single listing like pages of keywords that you have to perpetually go in and turn off, right? Some of them make sense, some of them do not. Like I've had like cat shirt on a retired vacation shirt, right? Like just the word funny cat shirt, and it was getting clicks and bringing people to that listing. So it's like totally burning budget. It's just become this weird thing that we don't have enough control, and they feel like they're adding keywords to it. So that don't always make sense to me, and it's frustrating. And they have even now gone in and, well, I think about a month ago now, I want to say, Andreas, you might be able to correct me, but they were, people were going in and removing keywords, turning them off as instructed by Amazon. And then they were going and re-enabling them all and charging people ad dollars. So they're issuing refunds that you should have seen, I think, going back 3 or 4 weeks now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lots to consider. Yeah.
To get back to the core of the question, how to get onto page one or on the first page, it's always like a long-term process. It's not like, do this in your listing and you'll be on page one. It's not really how it works. Like the marketplace is figuring it out with time. It's testing your listing, and there's a lot of different factors that play into it. At the beginning, you are going to be like somewhere else, not on page one, especially in these bigger ones. Like if it's a really low competition niche where there's not a lot of listings indexed, it's easier to get to the front pages because there's not much competition. You're listing a cat hat, which I'm sure has tens of thousands of entries.
Big one.
So you are going to be buried on a page, and there is multiple ways to build up there. You don't have to, like, ads isn't the only way, but it's a quicker way to get shown on some of the front pages. If you want to build it up with time without ads, then in that case you would have to have, like we said before, you have to add value in some case, and not just in some way, and not just copy the bestseller. You have to have a decent listing in terms of SEO to get found, and then if you get the chance and Etsy does show it in certain places, then it has to show good signs to Etsy that it can be a good seller, which sometimes that's just luck. Sometimes it depends, on your mock-ups, on your design. Does it fit the target audience? But sometimes it's also just luck, and you have to take more shots at goal in a sense. Even if you're
sorry for you there.
Even if you're a professional footballer, you're still going to miss, right? The more shots you take. So it's a loaded answer to that question, but I think there's not like do this and you're on page one. It's a long-term process, and it doesn't always work, even if you kind of know the different things that play into it.
I just wanted to add one more thing before we continue there, and it's just that, like, I hadn't really been that really prevalent in the cat niche. I added some at what was it, like late May or something like that, in the cat niche on Amazon specifically. But it's the same process for Etsy too. And I just ensured to add value to the niche, something that hasn't been implemented there before. And now it's one of my consistent sellers, just because of the rush of the like, you get so much sales, and the main derivative of having rank on something and showing up on the first page, in my experience and in my opinion, is that you can get sales. So if you can get sales, you can get rank, and the only way to get rank is to add value. So it's a loaded question, just like Philip said, but the derivative of the rank, to answer the question, in my opinion at least, is just sales. So if you can get the sales, you will have the rank.
And,
Yeah,
I think conversion rate, I would argue, because you can have sales with a terrible conversion rate, and probably the marketplace is going to prefer, or can't think of the words. It's going to prefer the listings to have a higher conversion rate, right? Even if they have the same amount of sales, because then the customer is more likely to buy the one with the high CVR. You also,
which in turn drives up, to Andreas's point, the cost per click,
more
right?
sales.
Yeah.
I think that's all good things to concentrate on, instead of just trying to be on page one the quickest, because like just because you're on page one doesn't mean that you're going to get sales, right? It's all the other things you guys were talking about. So like, make
a design that somebody wants and bring some unique or add value in some way to it.
Because even if you have a bad design on page one, it still doesn't guarantee you clicks or sales or anything. So.
Yeah, just exactly what Jay said, in my opinion. Like, make a design that someone actually wants, that hasn't like been there before, and that's probably the most solid answer, in my opinion.
I've interviewed so many people, and most people give the same answer to this. Like, it's a very common piece of advice that everyone agrees on. Like, if you want to create designs that sell well, yes, you can create designs that sell if you just copy, but if you want designs that sell well or have a higher likelihood of becoming good sellers, that's the advice everyone gives.
The goal is to show up in these trends of the week videos, right? That everyone, it shows what is working. Because if you try to ride coattails, it's going to be so much harder for you to overtake somebody than if you were not the one leading the pack, right? That way.
Yeah.
So next up, we had a super chat or donation.
Hey.
It was called by Heisenberg PD. Thank you very much for that. He donated $2 and said help. So there's a few follow-up questions here. My merch account was closed after 3 years of hard work, daily uploads, 1K in ad spend, and over 3,500 sales. I received no clear reason, just that the decision is final.
Wow.
I still have my Seller Central account and all my design data. Is there any way to escalate this or get a clear explanation so I can move forward in my PhD business? Any advice is truly appreciated. First of all, really, really sorry to hear that.
That stinks.
I've seen your name in comments, and I think in my survey quite a bit. So I'm really sorry to hear that. There is a way that I know that can sometimes help accelerate getting a proper answer, which is I'll just put it in the chat.
Send an email to somebody.
Jeff@amazon.com. Which
Jeff Bezos.
It sounds stupid, but it bypasses the standard Amazon support, and it trickles down to like a different.
Wow.
Different.
You're not even kidding? I've seen that shared, and I thought it was just a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, because Jeff Bezos.
I made a video about this a few years ago, because my KDP account, Amazon KDP account, got closed, and the reason for it made no sense. Like, the reason they gave me was because you have two KDP accounts, but I didn't. Like, why would I have two accounts? There's like no reason to have two KDP. At that point, there was no limits in terms of uploads, so it made no sense. So back and forth, and they kept saying, decision is final, until I don't know. I must have seen this tip somewhere. I essentially emailed Jeff at Amazon with the explanation of, this makes no sense. This must have been a decision made in error. And someone else responded, not Jeff, but like a different department of Amazon support, not the direct one that you get access to if you click support. And they reinstated the account.
Wow.
Awesome.
All the listings
sometimes it just happens by accident, is what you're saying. Right?
And the video, this is not just me, the video has also got multiple comments of people saying, hey, I tried this. Some people, I think, even said, I tried this with an Amazon merch account and got it back. Now, it's not instant. It's not guaranteed.
It works for you, man.
But it has worked for some people, not just me. So that's the only. Well, that's one of the suggestions I have is email as well, because it will reach different people. There was one case in my Discord server this year where someone went into like a legal battle. They got a lawyer, and they, I think, got the account back after 3 months.
Whoa.
I don't know the exact details of it, but it technically could work with a lawyer, but then you're investing money.
You're paying the lawyer, yeah.
And you still don't have a guarantee that Amazon will even respond.
Right.
I think you might be able to find the person in the server. I don't remember the name, but if you,
Wow.
I think I DM'd him. Like if you want to do the lawyer route, I could try and help you find the person that went down that route with the lawyer.
Wow.
If you DM me on Discord. But yeah, does anyone else have an idea or advice?
The only thing I would say is don't wait around for Amazon merch, right? Figure out what it is you did. If it was in fact, not an error, not erroneous killing of your account, what did you do? What was the reason? And don't do that ever again anywhere else, because you'll end up potentially suffering the same fate. But B, don't wait around for Amazon. Like nothing's stopping you from setting up an Etsy shop. Nothing's stopping you from putting those designs on other things. Nothing's stopping you from then again with the Everbee store, taking that Etsy shop, proven sellers,
Your own website.
standalone, or trying Shopify. Nothing is stopping you from moving forward in a different direction, right? And arguably speaking, if you can, if you had some sellers and now you know what works, you're going to be, you're not starting from scratch on Etsy or anywhere. You're starting from experience and you know what works. And some of those best sellers that you had that weren't, questionable or potentially part of the reason, those are going to sell still. So put them up and, drive ads to them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit around waiting for Amazon though. Send, do what Philip said, send the email, but move forward, man, for sure.
Yeah. And it's like this, because it's fresh, like it'll be hard to take the advice on board because you're emotional now, but maybe even if you don't get the Amazon account back, maybe this is going to be in the long run a good thing because you shift to Etsy and you make a lot of sales there, or you shift to making your own store. Like there is so many other routes, and you have a lot of value in the skills that you've learned through Amazon and the designs you've already created that will massively help you out, not just with Etsy, but like in other businesses as well.
And like I remember like Hannah Gardner, she has a video on this, like because she got suspended from Etsy a long while back, and how she took this is kind of the thing that Jay talks about, is that you just pivot to something else, and it really sucks. It's hard, and just like Philip said too, like it's an emotional time and it really sucks, but the best thing you can do, because again, just like Jay said, you're not like a rookie, you have the experience, which means that you can scale a lot faster. But
tons of experience, you have sales.
Yeah, and I mean, like the faster than you can pivot to something else, the faster you can just make that business work too. Because again, you're not starting from zero, you're starting from like a level of 100 instead.
Huge advantage.
Yeah,
for sure. And yeah, it's emotional for sure, and it sucks. But if you do email Jeff at Amazon, leave your emotion out of it, sleep on it. But then even then moving forward, try to, the faster you can, get over that and just recognize that pivoting is moving forward. It's that growth mindset, right? That's going to be the key to your future successes as well, because there might be a day where Amazon merch doesn't even exist anymore. I don't know if and when. None of us do, right? But I guarantee you that not one of us on this panel today, if we lost our merch accounts tomorrow, a month from now, we might still be a little emotionally scarred, but we will have built something else, right? By then.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Pain is often like gain disguised. No, there's a better way to say this, but a lot of the times, the most painful moments in your life, they actually give you gains in a different direction.
Growth comes through pain.
Yeah. And I know it's easier to say when you're not in the situation, but I do still feel terrible. I would still try, obviously, getting it back. Email Jeff.
For sure.
And if I don't know what the question about a Better Business Bureau is, I guess you can hire a lawyer there.
That's something in the US, right? The Better Business Bureau.
That's
US, so people have said that they've gotten their Etsy accounts back by going through the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. But I mean, yes, it's worked for some. To me, it's there used to be able to basically bribed them legally. You were able to pay to play on there and have your business registered in this. It's supposed to be like a business registry that has accurate reviews and depictions of your business practices as a whole. So people like, I don't think it's as reliable as it should be. They've apparently cleaned it up, but yeah, apparently it's helped people get their Etsy accounts back when they were suspended. Now, in the beginning, all Etsy sellers went, you don't hear it so much anymore, but even 2 years ago, up until recently, people knew Etsy accounts were getting suspended. Andreas, you're aware. People were saying that they were going to the BBB to get their account back. I think it very much, at least half of them were probably coincidental, because a lot of those suspensions did happen while Etsy was vetting and then reopened their shops. A lot of those people did not implore the BBB route. So I don't know. I mean, if it's worth a shot, you have an account.
Can't hurt, I guess.
Yeah, I've never needed to use it. If you guys are suggesting it, maybe suggest some actual ways above and beyond just the name of the bureau, but what to do with it, because if you're outside the United States, you don't even know what that is, evidently, right? So if you guys, drop him links to where he can go and what he can do. But yeah.
Cool.
Is this an open panel live stream like StreamYard? So can you posting in chat? It's not an open panel in a sense, because then we can't really control who joins or what they say. But we do shop reviews, which I don't know if everyone's still got time for that. But one thing we do is you can submit a shop on this link. Let me just drop it again, and you can get some feedback that way. Because if we gave the invite link to this stream, I might have 100 people in the call. But we do have so far 2 shops in that, document. So if some of you still got time, I know we've been going for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Could look at these quickly.
It's like a movie.
And this is also a suggestion to you, Rahul, if you're saying you've been struggling to get sales in tier 10. I saw some of your messages. The quickest way to help you out is just like see a couple of your designs. So if you're on Amazon, you could drop a link to one of your Amazon listings in there. We could take a look.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to say without knowing any context.
Designs are key for sure.
I think he was saying earlier he was no sales in 2 years. So it's probably something to do with listings or designs or
yes, yeah.
Yeah, need some context there. Are they the same 10 designs you had up, or however many from that time? Have you changed them? Have you swapped them out? How are you creating these designs, and where's that inspiration coming from, right?
Hopefully you're swapping them out, because if they haven't got sales in a month or 2, then swap them out.
Yeah, soon Amazon will remove them now anyway, right? If they're 18 months.
Okay. Store number 1 is.
I just saw Cody's head on the background.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed that before.
Summertime, 1 sale. Hey, congrats. 8 years on Etsy. Wow.
I wonder if you started selling recently, or if you've had it like an active store for 8 years.
27 total.
Yeah, 27 products.
POD 2. Oh, that's interesting.
Print on demand, clothing, hoodies. These are all print on demand.
Yeah, I wouldn't have all those different sections probably.
Yeah, you got 3 seconds before somebody's going to bounce. So you got to kind of, respect their time and not have a shop section for each individual item. At this point, I think until you're at 50 products, I would probably just get rid of your shop sections.
That's a good idea. Just get rid of them. Yeah.
I mean,
I would say as far as design goes, a lot of these look very, very similar. I know there's slight differences to them, but out of those, I would probably pick the top one and use that instead of having very similar. What do you guys think? I
don't see a specific person in mind when you've designed any of these, and it's a lot of the same. So, like, who is going to wear this? Is it a 12-year-old girl, or is it a 47-year-old male?
Yeah, my thinking with this, like I'm not sure if people know, but like I just launched a 7-hour course. It's the biggest project that I've done for my channel, and like I go through I go through research a lot, and I literally talk about it for like an hour, and I show you literally step by step, click by click, as like as nuanced and detailed as I possibly can. That's why it's so without any fluff in between. It's really, really, really tightly packed information within those 7 hours. It could be like extended out to 12 because we cut it from 12 hours to 7. But if you watch the research part, I think a lot of things will go clear. Because just like Jay said, like I don't really see I don't really see the proven things. Like the design needs to be like proven best-selling elements, but apart from that too, there needs to be someone who actually, like a person just like you and me, that actually wants to buy this, and that whether it has to resonate with them. And I just don't see like the I just don't see where it fits within the Etsy space, if that makes sense, and the person who's actually going to buy it.
It's also quite expensive.
I was going to say that. I was going to ask you guys, what do you think on the price? Because 55 on a hoodie seems high for me. But
you can price it at that, but the key thing, like when you, at least in my opinion, like when you list something on Etsy, again, just like Amazon, it's all a game about rank, and you gotta list it at break-even pricing, which is a $2 to $4 margin, and then once you get about 10 to 15 sales, and the listing has a 50% visibility score, like a 50% visibility score through Everbee. If you hit that little Everbee dot on the listing, do you see that Everbee on the listing itself? There's something called a visibility score there. If nice. That one is basically 50%, or the listing has 10 to 15 sales, then you can bump it up to profit pricing, which is around like usually $10 profit, but 30 to 40% margin.
I also feel like there's a disconnect with your name and the products that you have.
I was just going to say verbatim the same thing.
There's Squareport Studio that looks like it's summertime.
Summertime.
These are not summer designs to me. But,
I agree with Andreas though on you can sell hoodies at $55 all day. I have no problems doing that. I don't start low and go high though. I just set a price and go. And if you want to compete, I think on price, then that's where I would implement, a short sale or something though to get you the perception of having gotten a great deal. Because like I'll go back to my my mother-in-law, for example, right? Like going to a store, the first, I'll ask my wife or my mother-in-law, how much was it when they show me something they bought? And they're like, oh, it was on sale. That's the first answer. They don't tell me a price. They don't, and that's literally what their answer is. It was on sale. So that's,
they got a deal.
And knowing that you're catering, like understand that you're catering to, largely women around the age of, between 20 and 35. So that's who is doing the bulk of the shopping on Etsy, right? So make sure that, you understand at least that it can be male-centric designs, but it's mostly women doing the shopping. But yeah, I don't, again, just to reiterate, I don't see like an ideal customer in mind. I don't really see a kind of niche. You've got, the bulk of your listings are all super, super similar Halloween designs on white hoodies, which is probably, in my case, the least most popular color of hoodie. And then, you got hoodies that kind of look summery mock-ups, but it's for a fall design and the banner says summer. So it's kind of confusing, I think.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things too is to get collect in search, to win the battle in search. One of the main, apart from the design, again, the design always has the top hierarchy, but just underneath that, you have the mock-up. So I really believe in like choosing proven mock-ups. Like if you see again, I go through this in the course exactly how to do this. But if you see 3 different like best-selling listings in 3 different wild niches from 3 different shops, and they all use the exact same mock-up, then you can usually just get that yourself on Etsy and use that yourself as the thumbnail, because that's one of the main things to actually get clicked in search.
And you can still do it through My Designs, by the way, because I can tell this is a My Designs mock-up. You can still use an Etsy mock-up that you purchase through My Designs. You just have to do a little bit of setup. And I have a video that shows how to do it. But yeah, I think the best advice we can give you is probably check out Andreas' 7-hour course, which is in the chat. If you scroll up,
and I mean, just get clear on who you're designing for, because I don't know if anybody who's looking for a dark color schemed Halloween, very dark with the black one there, are using the words elegant as well, and that would not be a search term that I would lead with. But yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you for submitting your shop though, and opening yourself up to criticism.
Hopefully that's helpful.
The advice helps. The next person, next Somi.com, 4 months on Etsy, 0 sales.
Nice.
This looks different. These stats. Has that changed recently?
Yeah, they changed that recently. Yeah.
Put it up
Well, again,
top.
they change this all the time, and then sometimes they revert it back. So this is just Etsy in a nutshell.
I'm sure that was fun for you, cause all these changes.
This does it, like how you view Etsy is a bit different now, but like they're always gonna do this. The core of it all, how I try to make it, is that like the tried and true principles that I speak about doesn't change. So you can still implement literally everything that I talk about, even though they make changes like this.
I like that $1,000 t-shirt one. That's funny.
The $1,000. Where is that? Oh, here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these designs are pretty cool. They look very POD.
True.
They look a little bit more Amazon to me than they do Etsy. Like
Yeah.
aesthetic wise, I feel like this kind of design would work better on Amazon than on Etsy. The mock-ups also look very Amazon.
Yeah, I just get the feeling of the shop that's both on Amazon and Etsy, and it's called Crazy Dog T-shirts.
Yeah.
It's very Crazy Dog T-shirt-esque, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They do really well too.
Yeah. All they do is this type of thing.
Yeah, they do vintage text, vintage graphics and text. Yeah. Well, would you guys that sell on Etsy, would you change the mock-up, or you think this is fine for the Etsy?
For me, I'd like, it depends. Like Crazy Dog, again, if you're going for that Crazy Dog T-shirts, it's just one. But like 90% of like Etsy is not like this.
Not this.
So I would definitely like follow the proven mockups, like everything that I talk about in the video. Follow that to a T.
And I can't speak to Andreas's course or anything or what's in there, but like for me, I approach it from a niche perspective, right? So I would, definitely, if this is going to be just funny, unique sayings, then weirdness is going to be the thing. But I also implore people to get, you've got the brand cohesion there, but I think only because it's all the same. But I think like speaking to more of the user wearing it again, like bringing back a little bit more of that human element, I think is, so for me, a lot more of them have been like lifestyle as opposed to flat lays have seen for me in the niches that I'm particularly in a little more, conversion rates are a little bit higher. I have one shop that is only using flat lays, and yes, there are proven flat lays that have been worked forever, but it just doesn't work with my niche and it doesn't make sense, right? So I think you'll have to use what I think would make sense, but I'm not seeing, I feel like you're just finding funny quotes and putting them on shirts, which can work, but you're going to need thousands and thousands without any like moral linear direction, I think. And I don't say that in a way to like, this is all intended to be absolutely constructive for sure. But I definitely feel like it's more of an Amazon vibe here than an Etsy. And for Etsy alone, this kind of thing I think is a little passe almost.
Yeah, it's tough to make it work, isn't it? This kind of idea. Yeah, the designs
Some
are
of
not
them
bad.
are very funny though. Yeah, the designs aren't bad as far as text designs go. Layout is good, easy to read,
and
funny.
The other thing, this goes back to what Andreas was saying, or that I said also, is, or we all agreed on, was like, bringing something unique and the value there. All of these have been done to death 1,000 times over. So if you're not going to change them enough, then you're going to have to completely present them in a completely different aesthetic or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like Crazy Dog T-shirts already do this, and the key thing is like you want to be
same with Ann Arbor, and there's a bunch.
Yeah, and you need to add value in order to make this work. Otherwise, like you can get some like you can play a pricing game with this, but it's not a sustainable business. The only way to make this a thriving business where you really feel that this is going well without you having to like list all day, and without how you have to like make tons of designs, and without having issues with the copyright infringements and stuff like that, is to just add value. Like ensure to learn as much as you can and just see if you can combine different elements in this way, like here, and different elements here, and just combine them all into something new. And some of them will not look the best, but some of them will look really good.
Got 2 new submissions. Thank you.
Nice.
Very cool. I like the style already.
This banner looks nice.
Yeah.
Someone has been putting in some work. 2,837 listings in
Oh,
a year.
wow. Within a year.
That's really good.
And it's a mix of like
Phone cases
really
and
cool
t-shirts.
3D AI phone cases and t-shirt designs.
Interesting. Okay.
One,
and rug or something.
Blankets and stuff and phone cases.
That's a good review to sale ratio, isn't it?
It should be if you play this correctly, it should be like between like 25 and 30%. So let me just check this.
What's up, May? May's in the chat.
Secret, Andreas?
May.
Hey, welcome, May.
Hey, welcome.
Yep. Hope everything.
Hope your friends. Yeah, hope everything's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that floor of phone case is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Almost looks like the fishnet type.
See, that's how you stand out. You do things that we've never seen, but still cool, like really nice.
Nice.
Twas the Tism Lord.
Again, I've seen that phrase before, but not with this kind of style,
right?
or these.
Do you know the reference? What it refers to?
The ism with the tism.
Yeah, with the tism. Yeah. It refers to autism.
Yeah.
This is a cool shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the phone cases look really nice, I gotta say.
What do we think about loads and loads of categories?
To me, at least, I know that Jay has a different opinion on this.
I was going to say the same thing. Andreas and I are probably going to get completely.
Yeah. But again, either way works. It's just whatever works for you. But like, I did a lot of sub sections in the beginning, but like nowadays, and for the longest time now, I just don't believe in them. I just make sure that I organize my business through my sections, because everything happens in search. But I know that you have a different way to view that, Jay.
I think shop sections make sense, but I was going to say more on like the approach to this alone. Like I would never have 2,800 listings in a shop, and at first glance, 1,800 sales in a year looks amazing. But what are you making hourly if you at the end of the day, right? Like I don't know if you break down how many hours you put in versus your 1,800 sales and what are your profit margins. I feel like you're almost working for minimum wage at that point. I could be totally wrong, so it'd be great to see some breakdowns. But I don't have 800 listings across 4 shops total, and you can make the sales, right? So I think just getting more focused. I've always been more of a niche player that way, and not to say this doesn't work, but it's just you're going to continue to perpetually list and stay on top of all the trends. And to me, I just see it as a recipe for burnout. So I hope you're at least using some kind of automations or something here, in a big way, because that's insane. Like that's 100, almost 2837 divided by 365. Even if we say 200 days of work divided by 200 days of work, you're looking at 14 listings every single day without missing a step.
And like one thing that I did in the beginning. So major thing that I did in the beginning was that really didn't work. I want to preface and say that was that I listed 500 listings a month, and I did the same type of mistakes just over and over, and I have over 10,000 listings expired. So most of the work that I did didn't even work, and it's only like, because if you put in if you see the reps and as pain, so putting up a lot of listings is a lot of pain, but if you don't reflect on it, that doesn't equate to progress. You got to do the pain. You also then got to reflect on it in order to progress. Otherwise, you can't really make progress, if that makes sense.
That's a great take on that. It kind of circles back to the guy who had his merch account taken down, right? Like you can always, you're not a failure as long as you're learning something from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it growing, or are you scaling, right? Like,
yeah,
if you're
I think the key thing, like you can
Go
be so trapped by like one thing that I see all over the place is like people using AI in ways when they don't understand how to use the AI. It doesn't really make sense because again, you gotta add value. You gotta have a selling listing. In my opinion, and for a lot of my students, they have between like a 5 to 6% conversion rate. Because I mean, I have a system that you can use. It's all in the course too. But like you have a 5 to 6% conversion rate, so the traffic that you actually get, you convert it, and you don't need like in that case like a 3,000 listings. Like a lot of them just have a couple hundred, and they make really well. Like they make a lot of sales through that. But the key thing at the end of the day is that if you get trapped by this AI, because all of us talk a lot about AI, but if you get trapped by thinking that you can automate everything without knowing how to even play the game, then you're just in this. It's like this mess of just, and you don't really know how to get out because everything's automated, but nothing is really working. If that makes sense. So I think it's really
more of what like you can't out hustle a crappy design, right? Or a bunch.
Yeah.
If you're doing more of the same and it's not working, then you're like, how many? I question like how many designs here in this shop are repeat sellers, right? Like if you have them, those are your winners. Do more of that.
I'm curious then, because clearly this person has done decently. They have good designs, they have good mock-ups.
And sales.
Surely not everything is sold. There'll be a lot of listings that haven't sold based on their stats. But what would you suggest to someone like this who's like in a decent spot?
Yep.
They've made some stuff work, but now they're kind of left with a ton of listings. And
how do they take it to the next?
Not sure how to scale and like do better.
I would, again, Tony Robbins said it best: when success leaves clues, right? So look at your reviews, look at what people, all your messages, what people have said they wish they had or have questioned or asked you about before, even in negative reviews and all the good reviews. What did people say? Look at what has been selling over and over and what are the ones that are your best sellers, and kind of just lean in towards that and stop trying to throw absolutely everything at the wall, right? Your old listings, if they don't sell in 1 year, if you renew 3 times for the 12 months at 60 cents, then cross a Q4. If it doesn't sell a Q4, it's arguably not going to sell any time of year unless it's specifically like a 4th of July, which I don't see here that way. But just lean into what is working and let the rest fall off. But don't do it in a way that's spammy, because it's going to be too many at the pace you're going right now. Too many of the same kind of idea could be confusing to the customer at the end of the day, and analysis paralysis now kind of plays a factor, right? But you can do, some of the same aesthetic, some of the same designs. If it's more of the phone cases, maybe lean into a little bit more of that, maybe more tech stuff if you want to expand on products laterally. But if, the goal is to be the go-to for a single product or two, from where I come from, as far as that goes. I don't list like a bunch of different products either. But there's nothing wrong in your first year to test like this, right? To me, this would be like a giant test.
I think it's great to at least test what works for you this way, rather than procrastinating and trying to be perfectionist with like 10 listings in a year.
And at 1,800 sales, you have a ton of data and you know what works already, right? So lean into that.
Yeah, and like my take on this is really similar to what Jay said. Like generally, you have 20% of listings, that 20% of your sales. You can look at and see like, okay, you sell a lot of different things, but of those sales, generally there's just a couple that actually carry your store. In my experience, it's been 4% of my total listings that actually carry my store. 20% of listings sell at least once. But if you can just focus on this, if you sell in specific niches and specific product categories, and that carries like the bulk of your sales, only do more of that. So more in the same niche, which basically means you do more design variations in the niche, and you can take that specific design and sell it out and take it into similar niches. And focus only on that, like one product, probably one product category that actually carries your store. Don't divert your focus too much, because that will just make you spread yourself too thin.
Yep, I agree. You only have so much energy at the end of the day, and trying to fill all the jars. If they're 10 jars, you're only going to have 10% max on each, right? If you're trying to spread evenly. Totally agree with that. I do need to drop off, folks. It's been awesome.
Thanks a lot for joining.
Love you guys. It's always great having a good roundtable talking shop and providing value to you guys out there. So for all of you tuning in, thank you also, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
See you, Jay.
See you, man.
Thank you. Nice to talk to you always. What's the
Cool. So
oh,
good.
here's an interesting one. What's the realist before we get to this shop? What's the realistic time frame to get momentum? Say 20 sales a day if we implement all the info from Andreas' new video, which got me here. This would be for a brand new shop.
This is an Andreas question for sure.
For me, again, I think it just goes like I've seen students of mine hitting it right off the bat, but I've also had students and like in my own like it go, and I also have students that's taken like months to like hit like really momentum and stuff like that. It all boils down to like first off a personal question, which is your why. Why are you doing this? That's the only thing that will drive you. But apart from that, like it's all about how good you can get in a short amount of time frame. That's why it's also heavily goes into your why, because you got to know why you're like spending all your time doing this stuff, and that will also like keep the motivation going to actually make this whole thing happen. So it's a hard question to answer because there's no real time frame. It can take you 10 years, it could take you 10 days. It just depends on how fast you can get good at the thing. And again, to make progress and to get good at something, that is pain plus reflection equals progress. It's a quote from Ray Dalio's book Principles, one of the biggest hedge fund managers in the US. And he has just great perspectives and stuff. But overall, like the more you can put in the reps, the more you can reflect on the reps and get accurate information on what to do. That's how you can make progress. And the faster you do those two things, the faster you can make progress, I'd say.
And there's multiple factors that can influence it, right? Like you can implement everything Andreas says, but do you bring any talent to the table to begin with? Like, are you already talented at marketing, or are you already talented at design? Are you do you have budget to invest into ads or into tools that will help you accelerate the process? Do you what else? How much time do you have at hand, like to spend on this on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? There's so many different factors that play into it. And luck, like once again, like luck does play a factor. Sometimes you list something that is a good design that could hit the target audience, but the first 10 people that see it have got a bad day and just don't buy it. Like there's a lot of factors that play into it. But I think realistically speaking, from like what I know from most successful printed demand sellers I've spoken to, not just YouTubers, but people in general, it's within 1 to 2 years, it's very realistic to get to 20 sales a day.
Yeah.
Some people do it faster, some people do it slower, but I think 1 to 2 years
It's
is
realistic.
very realistic to get to 20 sales or like $100 a day.
Yeah,
It's very
and it's like, and in the video I go through my own journey like that, and it took me like a year to get until like I learned enough things so the bridge in and of itself is like fully complete, so I can actually cross the bridge and hit the goals and exceed them, if that makes sense. But it just go heavily into how much you actually put into this. But just like Phil said, for me it was a year. It could be up to 2 years depending on how much you work on it.
Yeah, I like that question because I think a lot of, well, I don't say a lot. I think many people or some people think that print on demand is a get rich quick kind of thing, and it definitely isn't. It definitely takes time. And so I think some people ask that question because they want to be like, well, I want to get print on demand money in 6 months. Can I do it? Can I do it in 3 months or whatever? And realistically, I think the year to 2 years is kind of how you should be thinking. Don't think in months, think more in years, and then you'll be in a good place.
What's definitely unlikely is in the first 3 months. Like I can't count how many people I've seen in comments or in groups and saying, you know, I've been doing this for 3 months. I've put up 100 designs. I have one sale. It's very unlikely. It didn't happen in 3 months for us. Or most people on YouTube, it took longer. And it can happen if you're very lucky, or you know, you have an existing audience or marketing budget. It's possible, but it's rare, or unlikely. But to get back, I didn't forget about this last shop. I just wanted to go back to full screen because we were chatting. So this is the last one that was submitted. Magic Meow Studio, creative apparel.
Cool.
There's a best-selling mock-up.
I actually thought there would be more cats because of the name, but
Meow.
Okay.
True. Yeah, we
2
got
months on Etsy and 30 sales. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
not
good.
bad. Yeah,
Still 2
and
months,
some
right?
reviews too, walk in the same
Nice.
direction. I think this looks better than the average 2 months shop, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I think Juna said it, but yeah, you got a lot of proven mockups. That espresso one, that blue jean one, and that pepper one in the beginning are all proven this year. So that's really good. And that's really, seems like you're using a loss leader too. So that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, good designs. Got some really good.
Yeah, if you go into one of those listings, one of the top ones, and you first off you sort by you have most recent. Take the pepper one, that one. I'm not the nicester. I'll fight, yeah. And then nice. If you go into the video, because we talked a lot about the videos today, I think this could like close a red thread here.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. So is this how they make it?
No, so the thing is, like, there's some shops that use like that printful video, which you shouldn't do because they right to it.
Yeah,
but overall, this type of video, it's like it doesn't fulfill the purpose. Like when someone when someone searches for like this type of shirt, like Funny Sister shirts, they want to see how it actually fits on them. That's the purpose of it. This doesn't give the customer anything. This is more about like the job or something.
So you would remove this video, right?
Yeah, it doesn't serve its purpose, so it doesn't add anything to it. And then I would say every single mockup needs to be proven in order to have a high conversion rate, because this is the whole experience for the customer. Again, they can't touch it, they can't feel it, so you need every single mockup needs to be proven, and not all of them are here.
What do you think about the quality of the mockup in terms of? In my opinion, this design doesn't look like it's actually printed. It's clearly just slapped on the mockup.
It's okay as long as the mockup is proven. Because again, like I've done this, I've fiddled around with like making it so it looks better with the wrinkles, but it generally doesn't really matter. It's just like this one, this one, it looks like for us that like it's on top of on top of it, and I've fixed it so it like personally with other types of mockups where it just like functions with every wrinkle, but it doesn't really matter as long as the mockups are proven.
So based on your tests, it doesn't affect conversion rate. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Because everything here that we see in the listing, all it does, just like Philip mentioned, is like it affects conversion rate. So if you want like a 5 to 6% conversion rate, follow the listing optimization part of the course, and I think that will help a lot. But because again, the video needs to serve a purpose. And
how about this?
Yeah.
What do you think about this mock-up right here? Thank you for purchasing. Is that necessary?
No, that's not necessary. Like I think you should you should have like 9 different images. You have a size chart, which is great. The color chart is you need to, at least in my opinion, you need to display the design on top of the color. And I go through exactly how to do that in the listing optimization part of it. Apart from the size chart and apart from the color chart, every single mockup needs to be proven. Because again, this is the full experience of the customer. This is all they see. And if you follow that, I think that will help a lot. And the video needs to, again, I talk about this in the listing optimization part of it. It just needs, it has the perceived likelihood of achievement, just like we talked when Jay was here. Like it needs to kind of give the customer a sense of how it will fit them, if that makes sense.
Those are some good tips. And again, for everyone who has an Etsy shop or thinking of opening one, Andreas is the Etsy expert here. Me and Juna mostly focus on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I would recommend going to this new course that Andreas just launched. It's 7 hours long. If you know of the Shopify course that Chris Heckman did, this is your Etsy option, your Etsy version of that. Goes in depth into everything. Like you said, like a one plus hour just research focused.
Yeah, and I do want to say, like, thank you so much for those words, Philip. That makes me really happy because I really wanted to make it like that. Because Chris's course is really in depth for Shopify, and I want to make the same thing for Etsy. And the thing is, like, I didn't really want to make a really long course. Not any like flack to Chris. I just personally didn't want to make a long course because it's hard to stay put for a long set of time. So
his is over 1 day long. If you think about it, you have to watch the 1.5 days.
It's crazy how long it is. But like, we cut this down from 12 hours to 7 hours because again, like it's really densely packed. And today, in my like school mentorship program, I launched it in the course too, and everything is divided up. But it also shows that like, after this minute, you have this section that was really important information. And after this minute, you get this information where it's really important information. So everything is really densely packed with info, which means that you have to just watch it back. When you're at a section like doing research, you have to watch it back because you can't just process that much information from once, like in one go. But everything is in there, and hopefully that can help sort a lot of things out without without it taking too long, if that makes sense. Starbucks Katie mock-up models.
Probably the pepper one.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
I guess Starbucks Katie. I didn't know that was a thing.
The course we're talking about is a free course on YouTube that Andreas just posted. There's some comments. I don't know if you can see it in everyone's chat. I don't know where you're watching, Kirsten, but I dropped the link in the chat, and it might only be on my YouTube channel. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll drop it in as well. But it's basically my latest upload on YouTube. So
yeah,
if you go to my
channel,
it's the latest upload.
There you go. Just go to his channel.
It's
type
7
Andreas
hours
Etsy into YouTube, and you should find it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an all-in, like, in-depth Etsy course. Rather than having like 50 videos that are 5 minutes long, it's making everything, putting everything in one place. Kind of a lot how Chris did it.
And just to go back to like a question we got from someone, if there's, because we got something regarding that, I think, right? Didn't we?
Regarding a course?
Yeah, why my revenue was going downwards.
Yeah, I'll try and find that.
I can just put something on that just for to make it clear, to make it understandable. If that's how a lot of people feel.
Yeah, 1 second. Where is it? God, there's a lot of comments in this live stream.
Well, we're going for almost 3 hours now. So.
Ooh, here we go. Oh my God.
There we go. Yeah,
the longest one.
The answer to this is basically in 2023 and in 2022, all I did was Etsy. I did nothing else apart from Etsy because I needed to make this work. This was the only income source that I had. And my goal for the time being was to hit 5K in profit so I can funnel that into my artist business. That was the whole thing that I did. In 2023, generally, I earned, again, I go through this step by step and I actually show the whole journey in the course. But I doubled that. So I generally hit around 8K to 10K in profit most months, apart from Q4, where I did like 20 to 40K or something like that in revenue November, and 20 to 40K not revenue, 20 to 40K in profit in November, and then 20 to 40K in December. But that was all I focused on. In 2024, all I wanted to diversify because I had already done the thing. I also noticed that the preconceived conceptions that I had about funneling money into my artist business didn't really work, and I felt kind of lost. I still feel kind of lost, honestly, on that part. But one thing that I kind of knew for sure was that, okay, I have all of my eggs in one bucket, and this is bad. I still did Amazon merch on the side. I'm still doing Amazon merch. But again, the bad thing about Amazon is that you can't you can't set your own levels. Like, you have to go through each tier, level up on their terms. So since I can't focus everything on that, since I have to wait months to get tiered up, I focused on YouTube, started doing YouTube. And in order to learn YouTube, I need to spend my time doing YouTube, just like I did Etsy. So Etsy's been quite on, I still do Etsy. It's still the bulk of my income. I never want to be the person that teaches something and then doesn't do it themselves. That doesn't make sense. So I'm still doing Etsy. It's just that the focus that I've had since 2024 in February is to be able to do YouTube, merch, Amazon, and music. And I have to do that in steps. But in order to learn YouTube, learn this whole game, I have to spend just as much time on YouTube and learn that game just as I did Etsy, which means that some things has to take a back seat. Even though I still do them, they take a back seat in that case, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I do want to preface that again, for most months of this year, I've done I've done about 4K profit on average. Some months it's been more, some months it's been less, but generally around 4K profit a month for Etsy.
That's awesome, and I want to back Andreas up on that as well, because it's true, and most people probably come to this point if you do POD or you start your own business, whatever it is you don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket, and then you try and add something to it, which then obviously means you have less time to focus on that. And it's going to be the same for every YouTuber you see. Obviously, we spend a lot of time making videos, so we can go like full time, 40 hours, 50 hours a week on print on demand, like we did at the beginning. So that will have an effect on our sales, whether they just grow more slowly or they go down every now and then. You can't deny that focusing on a YouTube channel as well as print on demand is going to subtract sales in some capacity. We're still doing it. Like I'm in my Amazon merch dashboard every single day. I don't upload every single day. Like I'll have weeks where I upload nothing and I still get sales, but I'm always there making some changes, testing some new ads. I'm always thinking about it and doing it, but I don't have every single day like fully to focus on it. So I think it's smart, like no matter if you want to be a YouTuber or not, to have some sort of backup. Like if you're only getting your money out of Etsy, or only getting it out of merch or Redbubble or TeePublic, try and add at least one different income stream to it. You don't have to be on camera to do that. There is lots of other options. How many people is there that have some sort of Chrome extension or a tool that they sell, or have even there's people with Instagram accounts that share advice without showing their face, and they can still monetize that in some way. Or you could use the skills that you've learned from POD and apply them as a service business, like offer graphic design, offer t-shirt design as a service. But yeah,
I noticed the same thing. There was a time where all I focused on was Amazon, and that's when everything went up. But now that I have more things to do, even though that I'm doing this full time without a 9 to 5, I'm still divided on the different things that I need to do. So I can't focus as much time as I used to on the one thing, which is good. I would say you don't want to do everything all at once. Like get good at the one thing first, I think, on Amazon. And once that is good enough and you can kind of, let that go for a little bit. So while you work on another thing, then that's when you kind of switch. But I wouldn't try and do 10 things at once from the get-go.
And I think most entrepreneurs can probably also agree or have some sort of experience of usually the new thing gives you a lot more dopamine than the old thing that's been working for 10 years, even if it's working better than the new thing. Just because it's something new that's giving you some sort of results, you're like, I want to do more of that. And obviously we naturally also tend to want to do what we enjoy more. And yes, something you've been doing for 7 years can get stale and boring, even though I still really enjoy designing. Making listing number 40,001 is not not as much fun as it was, creating listing number 10. So and I really enjoy making YouTube videos.
And I just think to add to that, like I'm at a whole different, like Juna has been on YouTube for quite a long time, same as Phil. They are in a different league compared to me. I mean, they have a lot more subscribers, a lot more like rep with it because they've done it for longer. And like when it comes to this, it shows in my stats too, because I only have like 5,000 subscribers. I'm very thankful for everyone that's watching my content, but I'm nowhere near the two guys that I'm sharing screen with, which and I feel really grateful to be able to be here. But it also reflects my own skill with making like YouTube videos. Like I'm not as good as Phil and June on it, and it's the same thing with Etsy. Like if I were as good as them, the result would show, but I just have to get good at it. And since my focus is not like 100% like it was on Etsy, the results aren't as skyrocketing as it was on Etsy. I'm still doing everything else, but I'm trying to prioritize YouTube to get good at it, because I'm still not good at it compared to, again, in my opinion, to Juna here and Philip. I just have to get good at it. I find thumbnails really hard to do. I find outsourcing thumbnails extremely hard to do. But it's just a whole different type of game. And also, I also want to say that, it's just hard in different things. And overall, the key thing to know is that when you, like all of us now, do this full time, and Heisenberg POD, I don't know your actual name, but your name could be Philip, it could be Andreas, it could be Juna. Any one of us could like there could be something that we could have done mistakenly that could like end our like that could take away our accounts. Usually it feels like that when you're at the mercy of Amazon Merch or Etsy. And in order to stay safe, when we are relying on this type of income, we need to have to diversify in this type of business. Because putting all your eggs in one basket, it just means that at a certain point, the risk is too great to not diversify. Because then if you buy a house, you do have, like, if you get sick or a relative gets sick or anything like that, then you need that income to work. But if, let's say that Etsy also like pulls the rug, or Amazon does that, you need to be able to be diversified. So if one tanks, you don't tank, if that makes sense.
That's exactly why I started YouTube, because it was the pandemic. The pandemic happened, Etsy shut down for a month or two, and I had no income from Amazon, and I put most of my eggs in that basket. That was like, I'm like, oh boy, I got to start something else. And so that's when my YouTube channel started getting.
Same thing for you, Philip. Not the exact same story, but kind of the same reason, right? For you, Philip.
For starting YouTube.
Yeah, to diversify, right?
Yeah, to diversify. I don't think. Yeah, I started after the pandemic. It was like 2022.
2022. See, I started 2020 is when I've been on there before 2020, but only to kind of dabble and try it out. But 2020 was when I got real and like, I'm not going back. This is it. I'm going to be a YouTuber, whether I get thousands of subscribers or nobody, but I'm going to do it. So,
and I've always had an affinity for YouTube. Like, it's my primary, if you can call it a social media platform. I don't know, but like I don't spend any time on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I'm a YouTube person. Wow. I've had YouTube channels before this one, really? More for fun than for commercial. But like I always had like an affinity, or
that makes sense. Why you're
not
so
just
good
to
at
teaching, but to YouTube in general. The old one was a gaming channel, and on there I had a few tutorial videos, and they were really fun to make, and they also had some of the most views. Nice. So it just felt natural for me to start a YouTube channel as an extra income stream, but as something that I also enjoy doing.
Cool.
Yeah, just like tie that up with it. So it's just key to know that like my revenue chart went down mainly because I had to diversify. So that's why I did it. If I would focus all of my time on Etsy, that would probably go even more upwards. But again, I as a human being, just like Heisenberg PhD that was in the chat, I don't want to risk all of my whole life into this one business, because I'd rather want 4 businesses that I build up in like a 10 or 15-year process, and I'd rather have one of those. So if one tanks, I still have like 3 left that I've built for like a long time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
totally
makes total sense.
I agree.
All right.
Cool.
We'll end it on that note. That was a little personal
good
mindset insight session. And we're nearly at the 3-hour mark, probably the longest podcast. Whenever we start these, I'm like, oh, today we have nothing to talk about. It'll be half an hour.
And then it goes 3 hours.
And then 2 hours later. But yeah, thanks to everyone who joined us. Thanks for submitting your stores and all of your questions.
Thanks for staying around for 3 hours, guys. Wow. That's amazing.
Very engaged.
Hell yeah.
Very engaged chat today. So yeah, hope you all have a great rest of your week. I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday?
It's still Tuesday.
Yeah.
I know we've been on for 3 hours, but it's still only Tuesday.
All right. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one in August.
Yeah.
That time hopefully with May. She couldn't join today, but she said she'd be the next one.
And here's the hats. This is what the hats look like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next money there.
We're going to do like a hat discussion with May. You'll have to get one for next month.
Yeah.
For sure, Andreas.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that when in the chat that we had, for sure.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.